Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Hello. Can you hear me? Wagwan. Welcome back. Another episode of the Random Show. We're here once again. Actually, what number is it? We're going quite high in the numbers, isn't it? What? 531. Jesus Christ. I'm already on 530 and on random on Taz I'm like 700, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Already catching up to Taz. Absolutely mad scenes. Big up everybody tuning in. Big up everybody tuning in. Big up everybody in the stream chat. I appreciate every single one of you. We are back once again. I don't know why it's doing that on the fucking chat over there. Why is it doing that for? Why the fuck's it doing that? Why has it got that bit down there at the bottom? Create a channel, join the chat. Why is it doing that for? Big up everyone in the stream chat though. Appreciate you. Hope you're there. Hope you are with me. Hope you're there. Hope you're with me. Hold on. Maybe I got to do something and change it. Why is it doing that for? Did I move it? Maybe I've moved the chat a little bit. Okay, cool. Let's move it back down a little bit here. So you don't see that bit there. Hopefully this works. Yep, let's get it like that. Cool. Big up the stream chat. Big up everybody tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. We are back once again for another episode of the Random Show. We're on day 9. We're on day 9. So far not missed a single day. No do-overs, no re-overs. I think I've learned from the first go around. That's the thing with these marathons. They're a bit exhausting, right? They're a little bit much, right? Hearing me yap every day is a little bit much. I think I need to give some of you guys a break, but still, they're a bit much. But what you do learn is that you kind of learn to refine your process. Aka you don't get fucked up. You know, you learn not to get fucked up on the streaming day, and then that could allow you to kind of continue on with the streaming. I've also been, it's no coincidence. I think it's no coincidence that I'm doing this without any interruptions, because I've also been on my best behavior these last few days, going to the gym, eating well and shit, running, all that good shit. So it's no surprise that I've been here for the most part consistently. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but we're here going for the next, however many days we've got left. Was it 11 days? We're going for the next 11 days. We're going to hit 20 days. We're obviously doing it to raise memberships on the channel, memberships on the channel, and of course to fundraise a little bit for my trip to Berlin during Christmas. So if you want to contribute, get involved, make sure you do. Links in the description. You can gift memberships and shit as well on here, all that good shit, or get one for yourself. And of course, donation link is also in the chat as well for those of you who want to contribute to the fucking Berlin extravaganza that'll be going down in Christmas sometime. But we're here anyway, every day, talking shit, pointing and laughing at these comedians, and doing the best we can with the time we have available. So thank you for joining me once again. And of course, if you're not already a part of the Discord, what the hell are you doing? If you're not a part of the Discord, what the hell are you doing? Get involved in the Discord. Great little community of people there. I swear to you. Make sure you tag me all the stuff that you want to see. Tag it. And I'd be grateful to see what type of fucked up we're talking about. You know what type of fucked up we're talking about. All the adult vitamins. Big up Big Booth. You don't need me to describe. You know exactly what type of fucked up I'm talking about. You know exactly what type of fucked up I mean. No, I'm on there now, Gamebred. I'm on there now. I wasn't before, but I'm on there now. I'm always checking. I check it every day. I'm always checking the Discord. I'm always in there. So if you've got any videos you want me to recommend to me to check out and watch, make sure you tag me in there and shit, and I'll definitely check them out. And it's easier to share them in there than getting them in the DMs and stuff. So make sure you share them with me in the Discord. I'm always in there now. I'm always replying and tagging stuff. So make sure you get involved in the Discord. Big up Mr. Roger. Big up Gamebred Footballer. Big up Addy Z. Big up Sci Instructional Media as well was here. Big up a bunch of people. I appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate all of you. Let's go. Let's just jump right into it. So first things first, what do you think about this? I'm not too sure about this whole controversy, but I want you guys to let me know what you think. So recently the Streamer Awards happened, right? There was loads of drama around the Streamer Awards, right? Made in conjunction with Twitch, made primarily by that cutie Cinderella girl. They put the Streamer Awards on. A bunch of people won the Streamer Awards, but there's a lot of drama around the award section itself. One of the main bits of drama was that one of the hosts, called FANFAN, made a little jokey joke in the direction of CENAT'S, where she made a joke about him looking like Diddy. and then that kind of spiraled into what I'm going to describe to you later. And now it's become like a bit of a big issue now, you know, us with Kai Cenat's friends, who a lot of people say his friends are going to be his downfall. A lot of people don't really mind Kai Cenat, although they say, you know, they don't like his streams and he's too shouty and too loud and it's stuff that only kids would enjoy. A lot of people do say that his friends will be his downfall. His crew of people that he kind of has, like his kind of streaming crew, right? The kind of guys that he hangs out with who also have their own streaming careers. They're a bit wild, they're a bit more rough around the edges, and people always say that his crew of friends or his loyalty to his friends will end up fucking him over because they're not as professional or as well behaved as he is. And this might be an example of it. So I'll play all the clips in order, and then we can kind of make our minds up about who we believe, who we don't believe. So this is how the drama started. The drama started because of this particular clip here, where FANFAN takes the piss out of Kai Cenat during the Streamer Awards and makes a joke about him looking like Diddy.
So, congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
If you all gonna be on the mic, now turn this mic, now turn this shit on, turn this shit on. If you all gonna be on the mic making jokes, at least let it be funny.
So, you know, the joke happened. It didn't really land that well. I didn't think it was that funny. I don't really think he looks like Diddy. I think it's, you know, it's bordering on a racist joke. I'm not gonna go that hard and, you know, get my fucking BLM card out and scream race and scream racismo, but it is bordering on racismo. He looks nothing like Diddy, in my personal opinion. But I thought it was dealt with pretty well in the moment. That other guy in a pink jacket called TRILL, he's one of Kai Cenat's friends. He jumped in there and kind of defended him. So I thought it was dealt with. Kind of, you know, whatever, shitty joke, wasn't that funny. His friend kind of, you know, called out the girl in public in real time. You kind of draw it under the, you know, draw a line underneath it and move on. Well, we don't move on because the backlash around it has been pretty crazy. This guy called the Stock Guy, I don't know much about him, but this streamer, I'm assuming he's a stock streamer. He does stocks and shit. This guy shared this story about what happened after that initial event. And this is what threw the whole drama in turmoil. So listen to what this Stock Guy says as what happened after that whole event happened.
And I think that kind of like did it. Oh, true story. I don't know if I should tell you this or not. So I'm in the middle, right? And I see them down there, and I hear the guy take the mic about, if you're going to tell a joke, at least make it funny. I didn't even get the joke or whatever. And then we went to an intermission. I go down, you know, I go down to the bathroom. As I walk in the bathroom, I hear somebody come in and go, "Yo, fuck that bitch. Man, fuck that bitch. I'll fucking toss that bitch. Well, I'll fucking knock her fucking teeth out. How's she going to suck dick with no teeth? Man, fuck that bitch. Who the fuck she thinks she..." And I was like, oh my God.
So somebody from Kai Cenat's entourage, after that whole joke thing happened, was in the toilet basically shouting and screaming and threatening that girl, and he overheard it, right? And now he's sharing what he overheard with the world. And you know, it's kind of crazy because that's a girl, you know what I mean? What, you're gonna beat up a girl because you made a joke about your friend? It's kind of crazy. So let it continue.
And then he started saying some shit about, I don't want to repeat it, about some things that are assault wise that he's gonna do. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, this guy really fucking, I thought it was a bit.
And at first I thought he was talking about TRILL, the guy in the pink jacket. He's not talking about the guy in the pink jacket. He's talking about another guy, this guy here at the back. I forgot his name, but he's talking about this guy. At first I thought he meant this guy was saying in the toilet, but I think he was talking about this guy was the one that's saying it, which makes sense because this guy is quite rowdy and you know, aggressive, let's just say. I won't say violent, 'cause I've not seen him be violent, but he's very aggressive sounding.
I thought it was a bit. And this dude's in the bathroom talking about he's gonna straight up fucking beat the shit out of her and do some horrible things to her. And I was coming out of the bathroom and I was like, yo man, are you okay? Like, you good? And he looked at me like this, and his friend goes, "Ah man, he's just from New York." And then they both left. And I was like,
what a defense, isn't it? I just overheard you screaming and shouting, saying you're going to violently attack somebody. Are you okay? Nah, it's okay, man. I'm just from New York. What kind of defense is that? I'm just from New York. This is how we speak. This is how we behave. I mean no harm. Okay.
Like, normally it's none of my business and I don't get involved in it, but I'm thinking to myself, do I need to talk to somebody? Like, is this dude like just doing that? And then I realized we're also at a Streamer Awards and his boys are around. So I'm like, I gotta keep an eye on this shit. Like, he'll probably cool down through the night, but this dude really lost his shit. Like, I thought it was a bit, but then in the bathroom, this dude's straight up talking about how he wants to fucking, like beat her up, like break her.
By the way, keep an eye on it. What the fuck is this guy? What are you gonna do about keep an eye on it? What was he gonna do? Call 999? You're not gonna jump in and save that woman about keep an eye on it. What the fuck were you gonna do? Call the fucking Twitch guy with a hat? Call that creepy Twitch guy, the CEO with a hat, to come and sort it out about keep an eye on it.
Her fucking teeth in, and like, and then like, you know, obviously saying some shit, like talking about beating the shit, like actually physically beating her, and then moved on to like actual SA shit with her. And I'm like, dude, this dude is like taking.
Whoa. So now he's accusing that guy of saying what, that he was gonna like R-word her or something as a form of retribution. Again, people always said that CENAT'S friends were trouble. This is a good example of it, right? Because CENAT in the moment handled it pretty well. He didn't really talk about it after the fact. He seems to be in a different sort of space, you know. He didn't really talk that much on the internet about the awards, or if anything, he's kind of moved on with his life, back into, you know, anonymity and kind of living his life doing it that way. But his friends turned up in a way that was a bit too much, and now look at the trouble they're getting him involved in. He wasn't even involved. He wasn't even there, and his name's been drug into the mud. This is fucking crazy.
This shit too far. So like, I was like, I'm gonna keep an eye on this dude. If he like doesn't cool down, I'm gonna have to go talk to somebody, because like, that's just like, I get that you're talking.
I love white people, man. I'm gonna have to go talk to somebody. Why don't you deal with it? I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to snitch. Oh, what a good life, isn't it? It must be good being white, man. You just you know, call the authorities, get somebody, you know, get somebody involved. You know, it's just fun. Culturally, we can just do that. You know, must be fun. Must be a good life.
In front of your boys, but you can't say that shit. You can't say that shit. You know what I mean? And so, but that was it. But I thought it was a bit. I literally thought it was a bit. I really thought it was a bit.
Well, I guess it wasn't.
I really did.
I guess it wasn't, mate.
And then the dude just started losing his fucking mind. So I'm like, I don't even know his name. I just remember that I was taking a piss and this guy was losing his fucking mind. And he was really upset about it.
What did he look like, bro? Can you describe him? What did he look like? Can you please describe him? I don't know who you're talking about. I don't think he's once mentioned that the guy was black. I think he's afraid, just in case, you know, of being accused of being a racist. But please describe what this guy looked like. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna keep an eye on this dude, because like, if this dude does, like, still starts acting like, I'm gonna have to say something, you know. But if he's just trying to act from his boys, you know, like, I get it, but you can't, you know, you get it, man. And I know FANFAN too, so like, I gotta look out for her. You know what I mean? Like, some people take
white guys like Asian girls, like black guys love Latinas. I don't blame him.
Shit too far. I guess the guy cooled down eventually.
Okay. Anything more? Anything more, sir? Anything more for us here? Loads of dead air.
No, I told the guy, I said, you need to handle your boy. It's just like, I mean, you can't say that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Cool. So that's what he said. And then, of course, word got back to the person that's been accused, and he's denying it. He's vehemently denying it, right? That's him being violent, though. This is the guy. What's his name? DEZZ. DEZZ denies what Stock Guy said. So let me know what you think in the stream chat. Who do you believe? Do you believe Stock Guy, or do you believe DEZZ? Do you believe Stock Guy, or do you believe DEZZ?
Why do you call the authorities if I made them heinous threats, like them crazy? Why do you call the authorities to remove me like I remove somebody else out the awards when they jumped out there? When somebody jumped out there and did how they felt, why y'all removed them? Why did they get me removed? Because you know I didn't fucking say that. You lying ass grown ass man. You know I didn't fucking say that. You know I didn't say that, fam. And it hurts me, and it hurt me because my mother called me crying. Cause you see a fucking baby boy. Yeah, my mom got 3 kids, like I'm the baby boy. My father, I'm his only fucking child, bitch. And to see that niggas lying on his fucking kid,
Jesus Christ.
that really do a lot of good shit, that actually came from being a badass child, and everybody hated him, you lying on me. When you could have just told the truth. And I probably would have told you, suck my dick. Now that ass is like, at the end of the day, you lied on me. You lied on me.
What a way to defend yourself. What a way to defend yourself with aggression, with veiled threats. I think that white guy is saying the truth. I want to support my brothers. I want to support my fellow black brothers. But based on this guy's reaction alone, I think the stock guy is telling the truth. I think the white guy is telling the truth. It's also a weird thing to make up, innit? It's a strange thing to make up. To just make up an event while you're in a toilet. It just doesn't make any sense, to really. And he doesn't really know these guys either. So I don't really get that. Although he said he kind of knows FanFan and maybe he's protecting her, I don't know. But it's a strange thing to make up out of the blue. So I think this guy's guilty. Which again isn't surprising if you've seen some of his content, how he acts and stuff. He had a little bit of a skirmish with that Rakai kid, the really young kid within CENAT'S kind of crew. So he's got previous. But I don't think this is a good defense. This is not a good defense. You kind of come, you know, he seems very, you know, he's reacting with emotion in a way that somebody that's guilty would react, you know. But then again, he also has a way of talking that's like this. He kind of talks like this all the time. Maybe he is the guy that said that from New York. It probably was him, right? Because he does have a particular type of tone that's always, it sounds like it's aggressive. It sounds like he's angry, or maybe it's not. I'm not too sure. But he does have previous. I found this one clip, right, where he does have previous. This is old footage. It says here, the caption said, old footage of CENAT'S friends DEZZ threatening to smack all of his friends. BITTHs and hit female Target employee is resurfacing after the stock guy accused him of making uncomfortable comments. So this is the guy DEZZ making threats, right? Making threatening comments. So let's play this. This is an old clip of him doing this. Old clip.
Mila, Celine, him, or me. Or me. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Fuck all of them. I Snapshot both of them bitches. What you gonna do to me? Nothing. Come on, nigga. You're not gonna slap my bitch. I slap on my dead grandfather. I was slap. You care about your bitch? Hello. You're not smacking my bitch. There's no way he smacked my bitch. That smacked my bitch in front of me? Nah, you dumb? I must be pussy. Right. Gotta be.
To be fair, this clip is taken out of context. This seems more like a joke, to be fair. This seems like more like their type of banter that they're having. I don't think this is overly serious, but it still doesn't look good, you know, in context. But it doesn't, you know, it's associated with the other thing that look good, but I don't think this is serious.
Must be. Gotta be. He ain't smacking my bitch. Gotta be. Gotta be. A nigga ain't smacking. I will bring Mila in front of you. You cannot say a nigga ain't smacking. I'm sorry, this nigga. Who I got war right now? It's this war. I war with him right now. So I said what I said. The fuck is war? Just wait on it. Excuse me. It's a cool party. You business gonna be there.
It's him crashing out a Target employee.
Oh, come on, he do be with his.
It's hot outside. You got on boots and big ass jeans though. That's my thing. You look like Duke Dennis.
I'm at work.
You snapping? Are you drunk? Dirty ass Duke Dennis crazy.
Good shit, bro.
That's crazy. Snap? Why she snapping my man though?
Like my nigga don't be with his shit, kid. Damn, bro.
If she was a dude, I probably would have snuffed the shit out of her, bought her shirt up. That was disrespectful.
That was.
I'm getting the feeling that this DEZZ guy has some anger problems. Just throwing it out there. I'm getting the feeling that this DEZZ guy has some anger issues. Again, not a good look for CENAT'S crew and shit. I don't know how they're gonna deal with this. Knowing Twitch and stuff, you know, with how weird they are with their moderation, he'll probably end up getting banned. But that Nina Lynn girl, whatever her name is, right? That was sexual assaulting people. She'll still be on there. So it is what it is, I guess. But not a good look in all. Not a good look. Not a good LOOK. Cool. Moving on. Let's do one more about streamers. Let's do Joe Budden talking about CENAT. Joe Budden recently appeared on Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive. A very strange appearance, by the way. I didn't see this one coming. Very out of the blue, this appearance from Joe Budden on the Impulsive podcast. It seems like he's doing his rounds on the podcast, though. I think it might be tied into that Rolling Stone article to end the year strong. He was on a couple other podcasts as well, so it seems like he's kind of doing the rounds. Or maybe he might start doing this more often, going to other like non-hip hop based shows, which I think will be kind of good, kind of, you know, different sort of mixture and stuff in terms of his interviews, because his interviews are usually not that good. I'm not gonna lie. When he goes on hip hop based platforms, I think he's got his guard up. He knows people are gonna ask him like messy drama sort of stuff, so he doesn't want to say it or doesn't want to talk about it. But I think maybe on these like white based, non-urban based podcasts, he probably kind of is a bit more relaxed and wants to talk more, you know, about stuff openly. So this is Joe Budden talking about regretting beefing with CENAT over his past music opinions. This is taken from Impulsive. Let's go.
You familiar with the streamers of these days?
I'm getting familiar.
Yeah, like the CENAT'S, the Speeds.
Kai, yeah, Speed.
Aiden.
Yo, Joe needs to lay off on the booze, man. Joe needs to lay off on the booze. His face is super inflamed. Very, very puffy. He needs to chill out in the drinks. I know he's living well now. Probably got, you know, he's going to dining in good restaurants, drinking some of the finest wines and shit, and, you know, liquors, but he needs to relax a little bit. His face is looking ultra puffy.
What was that? Yeah, what was that?
I mean, I'm not all the way familiar with it, but yeah.
What do you think of the streaming?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. What's not to like about it? Kids having a good time, cutting the camera on, having a blast.
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
And it's become really played a really pivotal role in how we hear from artists today too. I like seeing artists stop by these streamers. I like seeing the streamers at the award shows, at the NBA All-Star Weekend. Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is the numbers that they generate.
Insane.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Do you feel confident about the potentially the sentiment and the opinion of the culture being represented by the torchbearers at this current moment?
Who would be the torchbearers?
Well, I mean, you had some words for Kai in 2024, and I think Aiden too on this. Travis Scott deserved the Grammy over Killer Mike, and you said
they pulled out some of his. They pulled them some receipts. He doesn't like that, does he? He doesn't like when people pull out his receipts.
Y'all streaming. I can't say the word. Don't always run shit. Do you think that maybe they've gotten a little bit too big for their britches and how much their opinion matters to the culture?
I can't say that.
I'm not trying to even get you to say it. I'm just
I wouldn't
asking.
feel comfortable saying that. No, I used to do it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't called streaming, and there wasn't this big market. And like, I used to cut a camera on and want to connect to the fans and read the messages and just watch me do anything, whether it be making a song or making breakfast. Like, they're there. It takes a lot of work to develop that and get those audiences as big as what they have today.
That's true, man. Say what you want about Joe Budden, but he was a pioneer in that shit. He was a pioneer in streaming. He was a pioneer in, like, to be fair, he was more of a pioneer in terms of being vulnerable online, even just in general when it comes to love and hip hop. I think that's something that people don't give enough credit for. He was one of the first hip hop artists who was, you know, as hip hop as it gets. One of the amazing rappers, right? Probably not the best artist in the world. I'm sure he would probably admit that himself, but definitely a top tier rapper. But also had the ability to be vulnerable and show some of his mistakes and his shortcomings online, which when he started wasn't the done thing. It wasn't cool to be vulnerable. It wasn't cool to let your guard down. It wasn't cool to be emotional. It wasn't cool to be, I guess, introspective or whatever, or even talk about your mental health, all this malarkey, heartbreak. So he kind of did that really well online. At first with like Justin TV. I remember him doing it on, like, I forgot that streaming platform on Twitter. I think he did it on there as well, but he was very, very early when it came to streaming, when it came to putting himself out there. Obviously, the iconic moment, you know, we remember with him, like, getting to that skirmish with someone from Wu-Tang, and he came on camera straight. And that again, was something that someone would do nowadays. Back then, it was seen as embarrassing, but nowadays, that's something that someone would do. They'd get involved in the scrap, and the first thing you do is you put your fucking streaming on. You put your fucking, your stream on. So you can kind of, you know, capitalize on all the attention, because people have heard that you got into a fight and you'd be on there, you know? Now, it's like a common thing. But back in that day, it was like a big deal. So he doesn't deserve a lot of credit for doing that. I'm not gonna lie.
So congrats to these guys. I think it's awesome. They should continue to do it. They're making a shit ton of money. I'm super happy for them. All of them.
I'll be honest.
I'm happy every time I see Speed do a backflip somewhere. Hey, look who he's flipping around Denzel now. Awesome.
He can really flip that
such
guy.
A cunt,
And he's an athlete. Yeah. He's an athlete. I don't doubt him.
Yeah.
Like, he's flipping, he's fast, he's racing people.
Yeah.
Up for the challenge, not running from them. Shout out to those guys.
No, he's right. You know what I like about it? I don't think those streaming platforms are ever going to replace traditional music platforms or traditional focused, let's say, music podcast. But what I do like about the streams is that it's giving artists another way to kind of talk about their work. For instance, Blackboy Max, right? Blackboy Max has that stream that he does where he basically cooks up beats with artists live on stream. They spend about 20 minutes, 30 minutes talking on camera. It's not the most in-depth interview. Platform Max is an artist and producer himself, so he's not going to really get into some messy shit, but it is a good way to kind of, an artist to kind of meet, you know, a different sort of fan base, because in my opinion, I don't think there's a lot of crossover with music and streaming. I don't think a lot of people that watch live streamers are really listening to music. There's just not enough time. There's no way you can be watching a million streams from Aiden Ross to Neon to this fucking new guy Clavicular and Ed Matthews and also listen to music. There's not enough time. So a lot of these kids probably don't even know who these musicians are. So the artists have a real chance to connect with a new audience that's never heard who they are. Plus they get to do it in a relaxed atmosphere that isn't like a radio interview, a magazine interview, where they're going to ask you a lot of like probing questions, a lot of like, you know, whatever, messy questions if you're involved in drama. It's just a place to kind of have fun. A good example being Offset stream, right? They did with Kai Cenat a few years ago. I think that was one of the first big ones an artist did. And of course with the Platform Max sort of stuff, it gets you to kind of focus on the music too, because they actually make a song. It kind of is brought back the love of people talking about songs again, which I think is really good. So I love that that's what's available. It's not replacing traditional hip-hop platforms. Like if you still want to have a hip-hop kind of interview, you still probably go on Joe Budden, you go on a few other pods. But if you want a loose chill one with just a streamer guy that's just going to have some fun and you're going to drink on stream and shit, and you can kind of get a little bit loosey-goosey, you obviously go to a streamer. I just love that that's available as an option for people to do. I think sometimes there's a little bit too much clout chasing with some of the streamers. You can see the red labels are trying really hard to kind of latch onto it, but when it's kind of done in an organic way, especially if the streamer's a fan of the musician anyway, it can really be a good little piece of content that they can use, and obviously an opportunity to touch and to meet new fans. Blah de blah blah blah. So good point there made by Joe Budden. I recommend you check it out. The full interview is available on YouTube. Joe Budden on Impulsive. Joe Budden on Impulsive. Let's continue. Let's check out this video. I haven't reacted to this yet. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this yet. It's about 6 days old, so please forgive me if you've seen it already. But it's by this YouTube account, which I'm really liking, by the way, called TRILL MAHER. Big up TRILL MAHER. Did really good video. He did a video about that lady, something Cuomo being the fucking woman version of Brendan Schaub. He's really good, this guy, TRILL MAHER. He's done another video on BERT KREISCHER. The title's called When Crime Becomes Content, the BERT KREISCHER Problem. I know some of you guys hate BERT KREISCHER and hate seeing his face, but let's just sit and kind of go through this. It won't be too bad. It's not too long. I think it's like 10 minutes or so. So let's check this out. Big up TRILL MAHER. Let me see what you're saying here in the stream chat before we continue. Big up Uche, what's going on, my love? Hope you're good. Big up Coiler, what's good, Gigi? Logan's boyfriend's redacted. Yeah, a little bit. Big up Tim Okazia, just here. Rebar making fun of Big Mike. Yeah, you're right, AZ. Consuming media is hard work. Yeah, even for me, I've noticed, like, I don't know about you guys, but where do you listen to music? I used to listen to a lot of my music on my commute to work. Now I don't commute to work, you know, everything's working from home. So now the only time I get to listen to new albums really is when I go to the gym every day, or when I go to do my groceries. Like, when else do people listen to music, you know? Or obviously when I go clubbing, but it's kind of hard, man. All this YouTube content I'm consuming, all this fucking streaming I'm doing, you know, like, it's just not enough time in the day to like sit and listen to music. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. I'm gonna fucking change that next year for sure. Big up Stevie 445. Why do people listen to Joe Budden? It's quite entertaining, Stevie. It's quite entertaining. I think Joe Budden's podcast is quite entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I think his podcast is very entertaining for what it is. It's a bit messy, it's a bit loud and shit all over the place, but I think it's very, very entertaining. Big up to Tim Okazi. I listen to music in my room or while I work, while I drive. Yeah, that's why I want to drive, bro. I think next year, again, I've got so much on my plate next year that I want to do, but I think next year, especially if I go super hard with this channel and start fucking grinding here and fucking tags and stuff, I think I want to get to a place where, if possible, after I sort out the studio, that's going to be the big thing. Once I get this thing sorted and settled, the first thing I'm going to invest in is a studio. Fuck the cameras and shit for now. Please forgive me. I will invest in cameras and shit later on. But the first thing I want to do is get a studio. So I have a place where I can just go and record as much as I want, often as I want. Because I don't like making noise to the neighbors, you know, in my crib. That's what I want to done. But once that's done, the second thing I want to get done, major life thing, is get my driving license. You know, once I get my studio set up done, the second thing I want to do is get my driving license. Partly because I want to have the availability to be able to drive in Europe. If I go and travel around Europe and stuff, I want to be able to rent a car. And if I travel abroad to America too, I want to be able to drive a car. But the other option as well, I want to listen to music while driving, bro. I've heard so many great things about driving. We listen to music. People always say it's like incredible to listen to a new album and drive around aimlessly and shit, park up somewhere, listen to a new album, drinking, eating something. You know what I mean? I want to experience that kind of life. I've never have done, because obviously I live in London. There's no need to have a car here. But I really want to learn, and I don't even want to learn just even to have my own car, just to be able to learn to drive, you know, just for the sake of it, because I don't know how to drive just yet. So I really fucking need it, man. I really need to do that. So first thing studio, second thing car, or driving license next year. Pick up a Apex Putter. I've got an old one. I've got an old one owner truck with old school system. Yeah, I don't care what it is. I'm not that bothered. I think, you know what I'll get as my first car actually? I'm gonna get a Ford Focus Mark 1. I'm not gonna lie, because something I've always wanted since I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie. I think I will get this, but like a nicer one, like a black one, or maybe like a navy blue, automatic, of course, right? I think I'll just get this, you know, as a first car. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll just get a Ford Focus Mark 1. Do you guys remember these? It's a really, you know, I think it's maybe a UK thing, a London thing, but I'll get something like this. Maybe most of you guys won't like this, but I'll definitely get something like this. What do you guys think? that'll be my. I think they're like £1,000. There might be like £1,000 this to buy new. What do you guys think? That might be my first car. That might be my. Oh, look at Uche driving and listen to us. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, watching YouTube and listen. Oh, so good. Do you play? How do you play it though, Uche? Do you play it through your phone and connect it to the speakers? What do you do? What do you do? How do you play it? How do you play podcast stuff in your car? Because I had a boss that was so mad I didn't have a DL at the age of 25. He drove me to the DMW all that style to get it. Really, it's sick. Can I confess something to you guys? I did try and get a Fugazi one. Can I confess? I did try and get a Fugazi one. I did try and get a Fugazi one. I tried to get a Fugazi one, and I kind of got scammed. So then I didn't follow through. I tried to get it, and then the person was like, yeah, send me another payment so it can come through. So I already sent you one. Why am I sending another more payment? And I just kind of left it. But yeah, I did try and get a Fugazi one. I'm not gonna lie. I did try and get. I'm lucky it didn't go follow through, because I would have probably got locked up. I would have probably got locked up for that if someone would have caught me driving with a Fugazi phase. Okay, car Bluetooth. Nah, brother, we can't have you. Yeah, why not, man? Why not, man? Let me live. There's another one too. There's a GT version of this actually. There's actually an ST. Is it ST? Yeah, there's an ST version. Or like a Volkswagen Golf. Yeah, there's a ST version too. Sports one, or a Volkswagen Golf actually. I think those are the things I'd probably want to get. A GTI, like that. This one of these ones, you know. Like that's probably something I'd get, or one of these ones. There we go. Mark 4 GTI. Oh, now we're talking, you know. Mark 4. Let's do the Mark 5. Let's do Mark 5. But what does Mark 5 look like? Yeah, you see. At heart, I'm a boy racer. At heart, I'm a max power boy racer kid. You get me? I want one of these. I want one of these still. You get me? Big up Quella. I play it through the speaker so people think I'm talking to a British friend. High value male signal. I love it. I love it. We got Izanella. Fuck it, bro. If you just get an aux cord and AC. True. You need that Volkswagen that Assad said you look like. Oh yeah. He said that. What did he say I look like? Wasn't it a Golf, or was it a Passat? What was it again? Oh my god, Uche, good memory, man. That was a hilarious. He's shaped like a Golf. I forgot what model he said I look like. I forgot the model. Naturally, I forgot the model because it was very offensive and hurt my feelings. Naturally, I forgot the model. A big up Assad disease. But let's continue. Let's play the BERT Crasher video. Let's fucking go.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, that's it. Passat. Is it Volkswagen Passat? Okay, fuck Assad disease, man. Fuck Assad disease, and fuck Uche for bringing it up. Fuck Uche for remembering such a hurtful and tragic moment in my life, and fuck Assad disease for starting all that shit, okay?
There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out.
Great editing. Great editing.
I'm too tough for him.
We don't have to talk, man. I'm going to sit here with you for a minute.
I say, stay in there.
Oh, fuck. So I just want, like, how do you do it? Because, you know, like, because...
How do I fucking do it? Are you fucking serious? I'm drinking at 10 in the morning.
There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out. But
Jesus
I pour
Christ.
whiskey on him.
I can't talk.
I can't talk.
But he is...
Iconic clip. Iconic clip. And if I'm not mistaken, right? If I'm not mistaken, the timeline of events is even worse. Because if I'm not mistaken, the news of Chris D'Elia being exposed as a potential PDF happened either on the day or the day before. They didn't even call Chris beforehand. They didn't even try to pause the podcast and take a day off to gather their thoughts because their best friend had been cancelled or exposed as potentially being a PDF. They jumped straight in front of the cameras. These guys are the most opportunistic, clout-hungry, horrible, fucking fair weather, opportunistic friends you'll ever have. They didn't even do Chris the favor of, like, you know, taking a day off, letting the news subside a bit, letting the news cycle roll through. No. As soon as the news dropped, they got in front of the cameras. Let's address this. Let's address this. Motherfuckers. I can't talk.
Singing a little in there. I haven't quite let him die. And we sleep together like that with our secret pact. And it's...
I can't lie, right? I don't think I've cried as much as Bert has cried on podcasts in real life, even in private. I don't think I've cried in private as much as Bert has cried in front of a camera. So can you imagine how much he must cry in private? Like, I don't know. It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
nice enough to make a man weep. But I don't weep. Do you?
Is this the clip?
There's something strange happening in the world.
By the way, say what you want about Chris Stefano. Say what you want about Chris Stefano, but similar to Mark Normand, he's always going for the joke. You have to give that guy credit for always going for the bit. In that moment where that was expertly done, right? Is this the clip? That was so well done. We got Chris Stefano always going for the joke.
World of modern comedy. A generation of podcasters, men, warriors, self-proclaimed assassins.
Like an assassin, like a killer.
Some even with violence in their very own DNA, have turned the camera inward.
There's most likely a lot of violence in my history, in my past, in my ancestry.
He said that with a straight face, man. Honestly, Rogan is fucking insane. This is what happens when you're just rich, innit? I think this is the definition of fuck you money. When you have fuck you money, you can just talk. Like, I know I talk, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you guys in the stream chat will call me out, yeah? When I say some dumb shit. You always remind me that, hey, horrible take. You call me names and shit, right? You'll bring me back down to earth. But I think when you got money, you have the ability to talk. And people just sit there and like, wow, so profound. Even when you're talking out your fucking ass. Even when you're talking absolute caca, absolute doo-doo. Because you've got money and you're famous, people will look at you and be like, oh, wow. The leaves on the tree are green. You're right. You know, it must be so fun. That's where we should all try and aim to get to a place in life where you can be talking shit, but because you're so clouted up, because you've got so much money, because you're so hot, because your job is so important, people have no choice but to suck your dick. That must feel so good.
These legionnaires for free speech who once swelled with pride for their fearless, outrageous, and brutal honesty, who would shout their prophetic wisdom from the mountaintops to the peons below.
Remember, you fucking bitches!
These modern-day gladiators of intellect are now crying on cue.
God damn it, Bert.
Did you hear me start crying? Did you hear me cry? I started going like this.
Where are these essays? I'd love to read them. I want Rogan to publish his Substack. Rogan, drop the Substack, bro. Drop the Substack link. Make it subscription free, by the way. You got enough money. Knowing Rogan, though, knowing fucking Rogan, if he dropped a Substack, he definitely would have subscriptions turned on. He definitely would have paid tiered subscriptions turned on. No amount of money is too much money for this motherfucker. But I want to see. I want to read these essays. These essays on the comedy assassins. I want to read them. There's people out there, right? There's content creators that, like, I've seen women and stuff on TikTok, right? Especially late night. By the way. If you're a night owl like myself and you struggle to sleep and you want to watch something to send you to sleep, but you also want to watch psychos, log on to TikTok and just click the live tab on TikTok and look at the feed. You'll see loads of, like, essentially like single mums just like ranting into their phone late at night and shit, right? Not being able to sleep. And just crazy people. And there'll be people on there who have like real struggles, people who are really going through some shit. Life has really dealt them a bad hand. They don't shed a single tear. They're having a laugh, they're taking a piss out of themselves, they're reading the fucking chat. These motherfuckers have, you know, they've been blessed with a life where they earn a lot of money from doing very little work, right? Or very crappy work, let's just say that. And they still find a way to cry so often on pods. It's like, brother, unless you're crying tears of joy because you make $1 million a year yapping into a microphone, cool. But if you're just crying, I don't know, for the sake of it, it's so bizarre. And it's oddly manipulative, in my opinion. Really oddly manipulative.
Your wiener's D&O, baby, down and out.
But when tears fall onto a microphone instead of the fingerprint smudged notes app on an open micer's iPhone, what exactly are we watching? Is it healing or theatrics?
We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Wiener!
Some men cry once a decade.
Yeah, exactly. So big up Booth McGee. Exactly. I'm basically homeless if I don't bring money in. I don't want to hear anybody's sob stories. I'm the same. I have a general rule. It's a very radical rule because some people don't agree, because I think some people, you know, like the whole like sharing emotion shit. But I'm personally of the thought, when I turn on content, when I want to watch some stuff online, I don't care about your problems. I got mine. I'm watching you to distract myself from said problem. You know? I'm watching you to distract myself from said problem, not to fucking cry over yours and then get reminded of mine and cry some more. Entertain me, distract me. I don't care what you're doing. You could be fucking building a shed, right? You could be sewing. You could be fucking reading articles on screen. Whatever you're doing, do not tell me about how fucking sad you are. I don't care. Talk to your fucking wife, you know what I mean? Talk to your wife, talk to your fucking, I don't know, but don't talk to your fucking viewers about your problems. I think it's really annoying, number one. And like I said before, there's an element of manipulation about it. There's an element of like emotional manipulation, this kind of weird like parasocial trigger you're turning on, like, hey, I've got problems, you have problems, right? Help me. It's like, no, fuck off. Entertain people or fuck off.
Okay, some cry at their daughter's wedding, at death of a friend, or I don't know, 9/11 or something.
Shit.
But Bert cried.
Could you imagine that? I don't think I'd ever get over that, by the way. I don't think I'd ever get over that. Could you imagine you're just chilling with your friends in your apartment and you happen to witness the fucking 9/11 Twin Towers attack? I don't think I'd ever get over that. I think that would scar me for life.
Friend, or I don't know, 9/11 or something.
Holy shit.
But Bert Kreischer cries on camera regularly.
You see, it's happening right now. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Hawthorne, play it.
Hawthorne!
What's catharsis to some is content for others, and when Bert breaks down mid-podcast, it doesn't feel like vulnerability. It feels like theater. A show where...
Oz, you distract me from mine, thank you. Big up.
That's what I want to hear. I've always told you from the beginning. Big up Abe Martinez, that I want to be the #1 background listening live stream / podcast in the world. I want Taz and Random Show to be 1 and 2 of the best background live stream podcast listening experience ever. I want it to be good enough where you don't have to run and change me. You know, sometimes you listen to a stream or you listen to a podcast and it's like a shitty subject, so you kind of jump out the shower and change it and shit. I just want to be good enough to just leave on in the background, because you know I'm going to yap, right? You know this is never going to be a 30-minute show. You know it's never going to be a 40-minute show. You know I'm going to yap for a couple of hours at least. So it kind of gives you some, you know, some good listening to in the background for a couple of hours while you wank, while you fucking, you know, do your grocery shopping, while you clean some dishes. That is the goal. But imagine if I sat here and started like crying to you about my bills. I started crying to you about a bailiff. I started crying to you about some family thing. It just doesn't make the listening experience good. You know, you want to get distracted from your strife and from your pain, not be reminded of it. Big up Abe Martinez. Another thing I want to mention quickly about Bert and crying. Does anybody think the crying that he does is tied to his narcissism? You know how he has this like weird fantasy, this like self-speak where he's always like kind of like thinking about how it'll be if he dies, like really being sad and that he won't be around anymore and people will forget him, and he wants people to cry at his funeral. Do you think the crying that he does is tied to the narcissism? Like every time he cries, it's him thinking about not being around. I wonder if that's a thing. Because it's an odd thing. He does like this video is doing a good job of displaying how often he cries. Like you don't really notice it because he's always wheezing, but he does shed a lot of tears. It's a bit odd. Or maybe it's tied to his booze. Maybe drinking as much as he does makes you somewhat emotional or kind of fucks up your emotions in general. I don't know.
The tears themselves are part of the act, trying to deliver an Oscar-worthy performance. Because now we're living in the influencer economy, and in the influencer economy, vulnerability is currency.
True. Big up Coiler, eating, showering, having a go at the gash, always AZ in the background. Love to hear it. Fuck, you know, that's such a good point, isn't it? In the influencer economy, emotion is a strength. It's like a big currency, isn't it? That's a very good point, actually. The more emotional, like think about, this is a good example. Think about KREISCHER, right? I'd never understood the whole KREISCHER hype, because KREISCHER has, weirdly enough, although she's very toxic and she does a lot of things that you would imagine women wouldn't like. Number one, like, you know, drinking and smoking while she was pregnant, that may have led to her kid having some type of disability or whatever it may be, which is awful. God bless that child. But KREISCHER, I think, has all those fans partly because she's very emotional online. She's not afraid of sharing exactly how she feels in that moment, breaking down, having an outburst, going crazy. So maybe people like that because she's somewhat authentic, I guess. I don't know. Even though she's a mess, that might explain KREISCHER's popularity.
It drives engagement, buys sympathy, and also sells mid-tier pube trimmers.
My dad cheated on my mom.
We got Diana in the stream chat. I'll watch you in the hills, AZ, even when your sleepy forehead falls on your mic. Yeah, that was an iconic moment, man. Big up me sleeping on the mic. Big up me sleeping on the fucking mic. Iconic moment in time. And big up me being super defensive about it too. That's what makes it more iconic. Me sleeping on the mic, waking up, and then getting super defensive that I did sleep. No, I didn't.
And and he told me, and the day after I cheated on my girlfriend. And I was like, why would I? Like, what the fuck?
The last wallet I had was busting at.
There's something almost.
That is amazing. That is amazing. That edit there, isn't it? Him sharing that vulnerable moment and then going straight into a Ridge wallet. Fucking promo. I love that.
Religious about it. Narcissistic worship of the self disguised as honesty. Each breakdown becomes a sermon, and every tier his own offering to the altar of the cult of BERT.
Ah, you see? That's what he put it perfectly, by the way. Way better than I could. It is a narcissistic tendency, right, to cry. There's definitely something in there. It's definitely something. Yeah, well, this is amazing. I love this video so far.
He's not bearing his soul, he's branding it. And somewhere between the sobs and the sponsorship, sincerity suffocates, and what remains is an emotion. It's ego dressed up as enlightenment. Years ago, as a guest on BERT's podcast,
Bars. It's ego dressed up as enlightenment. Bars.
Had what appeared to be a genuine moment.
Fuck. You know, like, yeah, I just made Sick a lot of money. And I'm like, but I've been watching my daughter's life on like a phone. And it's a little like, wow, this is crazy this happened.
He started to cry talking about the success of his career at the expense of experiencing his kid's childhood. And like clockwork, BERT begins to cry, And of course, he didn't just cry, he had to have an over-the-top, exaggerated breakdown.
And he made it all about himself too, by the way. I hope he points that out. Chris and Stefano has a very real moment that happens organically as they're discussing their careers and the struggles and the challenges. And then Bert not only starts crying, but also immediately makes it about himself.
So I just want, like, how do you do it? Because, you know, like,
what the fuck are you talking about? How do I fucking do it? Are you fucking serious? I'm drinking at 10 in the morning.
He was crying harder than Chris, who of course realized this would be the clip of the episode, promo, and sure enough it was.
Is this the clip?
At this point,
Jesus Christ. How many views did that clip got? 486,000 clips. 486,000 clips. And you know what's funny about this clip, by the way? You know what's funny about this clip? Although this was a real moment that happened with both of them, where they're kind of reminiscing on, you know, their past and their failings as a father, but their ability to provide and the struggles of trying to balance your father, you know, being all right, whatever, right? I bet you they haven't changed a single thing about how they conduct their business and do stand-up. Bert tours more than ever. Chris and Stefano seems like he tours more than ever too. So even though they had this really emotional moment that you would have thought would have led to some changes in their lifestyle, in the way they approached work, so they could have a better work-life balance, it probably hasn't changed anything. So they literally cried for the views. Nothing of worth, nothing of note came from this. You know, their kids still don't see them, especially Bert's kids out there in college, but Chris and Stefano's kids probably still don't see him.
At this point, I've seen Bert Kreischer cry more than I've seen my own father cry, which is only about 3 times. And sure, it's probably not a glowing sign of his emotional health, but at least when he did it, it was real. With Bert, the tears are always self-serving. There's a lot of talk that something's wrong with him emotionally, that he's fragile, unraveling, silently breaking down, or maybe even his health is failing.
I think he's just one of the rare cases of a proper attention seeker. That's what I think Bert is. I think at the very core, Bert is a
powerful bunch.
Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up.
Must be hard choosing to get drunk and touring to become filthy rich in exchange for missing your kid's B-day. Now imagine all that, but you're not rich. Can't imagine anyways. Better help.
Use my code RS for 10% off. Yeah, exactly. Big up Asad Aziz. Yeah, I don't know. I get the feeling Bert is just a consummate attention seeker, like the dictionary definition of an attention seeker. So however he can get it, from taking his top off to crying to recording videos of himself in public, like he just loves attention. Like that's his life force, you know. He just loves attention. He probably loves attention more than he likes money, you know. So I think that's where the crying comes from. I think the crying is just another way to get attention, essentially.
But I don't buy it. Bert's performative vulnerability feels more like strategy, emotion deployed with the precision of a marketing team. It is
big up Big Boop in the stream chat. It's the alcohol. I don't drink anymore because after my dad passing, it just makes me emotional. Okay, cool. So that does obviously add to it. Yeah, you're right. But I think at his core, even if he was sober, I still think he would be fucking, you know, attention seeker.
It isn't just the fact that he's crying that seems off. It's the way his tears always seem perfectly timed, framed, and monetizable. Like he's crying for the audience instead of to them. It's a calculated emotional equivalent of clickbait, and when someone can turn their own breakdowns into recurring content, you stop wondering if they're hurting and start wondering what they're selling.
Yep, people should. I'm gonna get emotional saying this.
Guys, some interesting shows coming up. I'm gonna.
Oh my god! Another expertly placed ad. Oh my god! Big up Trill Mayor. Big up. This is amazing. I never observed this. I never noticed this. Another expertly placed ad. I'm gonna get really emotional. Guys, my tour starts. This is so shameless.
Be performing at my boy Gary V's conference, VCon.
Oh, it looks like it was just tickets to an NFT scam conference, which could actually be the subject of a video all on its own.
Jesus Christ.
You may be thinking this is a harsh judgment, like I'm some sort of heartless asshole who refuses to believe that this man is suffering, as if he's lived a life of trauma and quiet desperation as a once healthy young man metamorphosed into a disgusting middle-aged man baby who lacks any and all ability to regulate his emotions. I mean, it's not like he's ever admitted to it being a self-serving performance.
That video in slow-mo looks disgusting, isn't it, no? That video in slow-mo of him walking across the stage and taking off his t-shirt is disgusting, no? Eesh.
Except when he did exactly that.
I cheated on everyone I ever dated, and except for my
Now,
wife.
is that how you got
That's how I got
out?
out of it. That's how I got out of it.
Yes.
I just was like, I'll just make them not like me.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
because
the easiest way.
Yes.
It's so much easier for you to just hate me than me to tell you I don't like you. Every now and then it haunts me.
Why is he acting like that's unique? Every guy's done that. Why is he acting like he's the only one that's done that? Like, every guy's done that. That's like a standard thing that guys do, you know, especially if you're emotionally avoidant and shit. Like, why is it like he just discovered something?
Where I go, that's the real Bert, where cheated, caught, wanted her back in a bathroom, and I'm crying so that she hears it. And in the middle of crying, I stop crying entirely, and I look in the mirror and I go, I wonder if anyone hears this. And I went, what the fuck's happening? I was like, wait, are you sad? I was like, I don't think I am. I was like, just cry louder.
And there it is. Not speculation.
Classic. There, exactly. We've got an exact example of the origin of him crying. Again, for the attention. He's always been an attention seeker. He's always been a fucking attention seeker. That's why in a way, bear with me while I say this. That's why in a way, when I first discovered Bert, I kind of didn't mind him. Because of how unapologetically fame hungry he was when I first kind of stumbled across his stuff. Like, shit. Like, he didn't try and like act humble, you know, or pretend like he was just in it for the love of stand up. Like, no, I want to be the biggest stand up. I want to sell the most tickets. I want the biggest tour. I want to have the biggest tour bus. I want to put my face all over the tour bus. You know, I want to make really big, extravagant, outlandish promo reels and marketing clips and stuff for my tours. I want to have all my shit on Netflix. Like, he's always been very adamant, very upfront about how much he loves fame. You know, he loves fucking fame. So you can kind of appreciate that honesty. But over the years, he's just too exhausting. Like, he's not slowing down. Like, he legitimately seems to enjoy, like, for me, the thing that bugs me out, and I think that's just being an alcoholic, the thing that bugs me out about Bert is how much he genuinely enjoys drinking beer. That's the thing that bugs me out. He's been drinking beer since he was like a child, probably. And he still gets a buzz from like cracking open a can, having a pint. Like, he doesn't seem to ever get tired, or he never complains about hangovers and shit like regular people, right? Like, we've all have moments where we're like, you know what, I'm not really on the booze now. I'm getting fed up of hangovers. I'm getting fed up of whatever. If you do drugs, you get fed up of the headaches and the blocked nose and the sinuses and whatever. You get tired of it and you have little breaks. He never seems to get tired of it. He's still going. Like, that to me just makes me a little bit nauseous, a bit like are you human? Like, what is wrong with you? How are you still enamored with like drinking and like, and plus it doesn't seem like he does drugs. I don't know about you, maybe not counting the mushrooms and the weed and stuff, but he doesn't do any party drugs, I don't think so, which makes it even more weird. Like, he's just going out to bars every night just drinking alcohol. Like, is that it? You know, like, he doesn't seem like somebody that, you know, that sleeps around with like random women either. He seems quite loyal to Leanne. So he's not going out to go and fuck random girls. He's not going out to get fucked on drugs. He's just going out to just drink beer with his fans and stuff and do shots. At 50, he's been doing this for like, what, 40 years, maybe? Like, come on, man. Give it a break.
It's not gossip or baseless accusation. It's Bert's own story and his own arguably sociopathic actions. He describes cheating on a girlfriend and then going to the bathroom to stage a crying performance loud enough.
Yeah, big up Solacey, exactly. That's commendable trait for Bert. He's honest about how much he loves being rich and famous. No fake, humble or grounded person. Exactly. again, it's a weird thing to say, like it's a good thing, but it's like, come on, like he doesn't pretend. He's, hey, I want to be famous at all costs, you know. Big ups Aussies. Nah, he definitely got to play in the snow occasionally. I've heard people say that. But he doesn't give me cokehead vibes. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't give me cokehead vibes. I don't get like MDMA, Molly vibes from him either, because you'd see it. You see his jaw swinging. He's got too much of an expressive face. I think if he was on coke, if he was on MDMA, if he was on meth, you'd see it in his face. I just think he just drinks alcohol. He might be one of those weirdos that just drinks alcohol. You know, like all he does is that. I just can't imagine. It just seems boring. Like that's all you do every day. Don't you get tired of it? Even with drugs, it's tiring, right? Even with drugs as a stimulant, as a little top up, it still gets tiring. He somehow never gets tired of like doing like beer, what do you call it, playing beer pong or crushing beers on his face. Like,
for her to hear, not because he was genuinely remorseful, but because he wanted to guilt her into staying. You don't really have to stretch it to see what that is. It's abusive behavior. Not vulnerability, not emotional honesty, not a man in touch with his feelings. It's using manufactured distress as leverage to manipulate someone's emotions to avoid responsibility. And it's coercion through pity. And when someone admits to using their emotions as a tool to control the people around them, the pattern starts to become a lot easier to recognize. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying Bert is an abuser per se. My lawyers tell me that would be treading in legal defamation territory and possibly even violating YouTube's terms of service. But the behavior he describes definitely falls into the definition of emotional abuse.
I'm sure if you ask his daughters, they would agree. I'm definitely sure if you was to pull up Bert Kreischer's daughters and ask them, do you think your father is sometimes, you know, can use his emotions to his benefit? I think they definitely agree. 100% you just at the time.
And once you understand the emotional manipulation, Bert's behavior stops looking fragile and starts looking theatrical.
The movie starts and I start bawling, crying. I start bawling, crying, and I start mouthing my lines. I'm laughing hysterically. I'm like, I loved watching me more than a narcissist would ever. Like, it was like the craziest thing.
What we once called narcissism is shrugged off.
Yo, big up Big Booth. Shrooms make you emotional, but a little more productive than drinking. Yeah, maybe he's microdosing on that. Big up Asad Aziz. I don't think he's a cokehead, but how to spend 3 decades in dive bars and not go skiing. No, that's what I'm saying though. I don't even think he goes skiing, brother. I've seen too much of his content. I'm sure you have as well. He doesn't give me the vibe of somebody he recalls too often not to notice those type of things, you know? I don't even think he does it. He might have done it once or twice, but I don't think it's a thing he does regularly. He's just one of those weirdos that goes to bars and just drinks alcohol. Like, not even weirdos. He's been doing it for so long. That's what freaks me out about it. Like, how are you like 3 decades in plus into drinking, and all you do is drink, and you're not bored of it? Like, I'm like, how are you not bored of it? Like, even a little bit. It's kind of wild. By the way, I think this was rage bait. I don't think they meant this. I think this was rage bait. They went through a period where when their show was getting low views and it was getting a lot of like dislikes and stuff, they started listening to the fans, and whatever the stuff that they didn't like about the show, they changed. So a lot of the 2Bs1K fans hated that Bert would always interrupt and would always fucking go on tangents. So he started doing that less. But then I think they noticed the views didn't really increase because obviously people abandoned the show anyway. So then they tried another technique where they started doing the opposite of what fans didn't want them to do. So if fans told them not to interrupt, they interrupted more. If fans were criticizing Tom for the extravagant purchases and talking about all the cars and watches he's had, he did it more. So I think this was around the same time where they were trying to like rage bait their fans or the internet to try and get a reaction. So I don't even think they meant this. I think they clearly meant this to try and go viral, personally.
Which is to say, pimp her out.
Okay.
Can I? Yeah. Okay, so that's our deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now can I pitch you our $1 million idea?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Me and you are gonna pimp an OnlyFans page.
We're gonna pimp. So we're gonna be an OnlyFans content creators pimps?
Or
don't get me wrong, I'm no Puritan and I have no issue with sex work. But even Tom, a man who laughs at disabled and mentally ill people on TikTok with his wife for entertainment, looked uncomfortable.
OnlyFans presence at all.
So weird.
Like very little.
I'd say none. I'd say none.
Well, none. Well, that means like, do they have a channel? You got to have someone that's.
I think it's better if we take a virgin flower.
Jesus Christ.
Someone who's like, I've not even thought of doing this, and we're like, you should be a whore.
Doing this, and go and go. Let's, because I mean, okay.
Yeah, just look at that face. We've all been there, talking to a friend, carrying on, and suddenly you hit that moment. That quiet internal alarm goes off where you realize, oh, this person might not be someone I want in my life anymore. That's the look we all had on our face. But civilians like us aren't monetarily tied to our friendships. We're not stuck day after day having to pretend every string of words vomited out by our alcoholic co-hosts at the very least have potential to be good ideas.
That must be the weirdest part about their friendship, right? Because if Bert was like a regular guy, right? If Bert was a regular guy in Tom's life, he would have cut him off by now. But because Bert is a fellow comedian who makes a lot of money and they've got a show together that makes them a lot of money, he kind of still has to be there with him, you know? Like because you could imagine someone like Tom who's gone through his transformation, he's lost weight, he's kind of, you know, got his career on the up and up, he's directing movies, he's doing stuff on Netflix, It could be understandable where he'd wake up one day and be like, you know what, I've kind of outgrown Bert. I need to move on from that guy. But he can't, you know, got them golden handcuffs on. You really can't because they make a lot of money together. So he kind of has to sit there and grin and bear it. But it must be a strange relationship. You must look at him all the time and think, fuck, you know, look at how fat you are, you know. A constant reminder of where he's come from. Like, Jesus Christ, you're a mess.
Yes.
Yep. Welcome to another episode of Two Bears, One Cave.
Oh shit! I hit pause. Fuck. God, Tom, this is insane. This is the greatest thing I've ever.
Yeah, big up, Mr. Roger. Agreed, AZ. I really like the vitamins, but I feel like the day I go cold turkey because I'm bored of it. And that's the thing. Think about with us. Like, I have more sympathy, and I said it before. I have more sympathy for regular people like you and I, who work a regular job and, you know, may want to on the weekends at the end of the month when you get paid to kind of let loose and, you know, get on it, for lack of a better term. But I feel like when you're a person that's kind of been, you know, writing your own ticket, you've been steering your own ship, you've been a comedian, you basically, I don't think Bert's ever had a job, to be fair. I think Tom Segura had a job. Remember he said it in Your Mum's House. I think he used to be a producer or something like that, or something, if I remember correctly. Quayla would know, he's a Your Mum's House expert and stuff. I think Tom used to have like a job working in a TV company or something. I forgot what it was. But I don't think Bert's ever had a real job ever in his life. I think it's way weirder when you're still on the booze, you're still on the fucking drug ass, when you've been a person who's been able to like enjoy that. Like Bert's never had to wake up at a certain time, you know? He's a comedian. He can just miss a gig if he wants to. He's never had the pressure of having to work a job to pay rent. His dad could support him and he's always been kind of, you know, well off. So I find it odd how he's still so enamored with drinking when he's been drinking freely for most of his adult life, if not all of his adult life. Like, for me, I get tired and I've been trying to balance it with just going out, DJing, all that stuff, and I get bored of it. How can you not get bored of it when you have no restrictions? That's what bugs me out, is how you've had no restrictions on your life. But then again, somebody mentions in the stream chat, he's maybe the truest definition of an alcoholic. Not even an alcoholic in terms of the ones where they depend on the alcohol for their mood, or they just got an addiction to the whatever. He actually enjoys booze. Like, he legitimately enjoys drinking alcohol. Like, legitimately, you know? And he's been doing it for 3 decades plus. It's really scary. Big up Coiler. Yeah, he had an internship in DC working for an American Most Wanted, and that year, yeah, that's the one. Big up, yeah. That's when he was super fat. Yeah, back in the day, with the best era of fucking Your Mum's House. Yeah, I knew Coiler would know. Thank you for that, brother.
Just watching adult footage.
Yeah, and maybe we don't have to cut people out of our lives because they suggested pimping out a virgin flower. Bert's words, not mine. But the vibe is the same. That expression Tom makes?
I just heard something.
Yeah.
That's the universal face of, my God, how has every decision I've made in my life led me to this moment? Get me the fuck out of here. And of course you want to be generous and assume it's a bit, right? It's just a joke, something they'll laugh off and never bring up again.
Hey, do we have an OnlyFans star yet?
I don't know. I have no idea. I know that we had submissions. Where are we with that? Holy shit.
Yeah, baby. Fuck yeah. Wow, way to bring it. Way to fucking bring it. Yes.
So if you're listening right now or watching, because we're probably not showing you this,
too excited.
This is a woman who is posing. You're seeing her from behind. One leg is up, and then she has a full bottle of Porosos in her no-no hole.
Christ.
No, it wasn't a joke. This is the kind of thing that used to make you a social pariah.
Married men, by the way. Married men with children. Again, like, if Jasleen is embarrassing, right? That's what I think. We need to, even as men, we need to call this stuff out. Because if we're all quick to call out people like Jasleen or women like Jasleen, we have to be quick to call out each other. If you have a wife and kids at home, you can't be doing shit like that. You're embarrassing yourself and your family doing shit like that. Like, for real. That's a real piss take. Like, you're trying to run a fucking de facto OF agency, and you're, oogling, submissions as you're recording a podcast, getting yourself off on it as well. Very, very bizarre. Very, 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 very bizarre. But again, comedian relationships are not like regular people relationships. Because they make money, I think the women just turn a blind eye to a lot of stuff they do. Like, it seems like Leanne doesn't really mind that Bert is always drunk because it means he kind of leaves her alone. That's the vibe that I get, right? So maybe she doesn't give a fuck. Whatever keeps him away from the house, whatever keeps him from pissing on the bed, staining the walls and just being a general fucking, alky, she's happy with it probably.
The kind of behavior that instantly disqualified you from group chats and weekend barbecues and being within 1,000 feet of a public school.
Tommy and I are adopting a OnlyFans girl for Two Bears. We're going to have a Two Bears OnlyFans girl.
Even Bobby Lee, a man whose life choices exist in a moral gray zone the size of a globe.
Also, it's called Two Bears, One Cave, right? It's almost like it should be really and truly a show about like manhood, fatherhood, career. It should just, for me, when I hear Two Bears, One Cave, I think of two guys sitting in a fucking shed, sitting in a man cave, essentially, right? Sitting in a man cave talking about man shit. There should be nothing involving women in that, really. If you look at the name of the show, the theme of the show, there should be no involvement of women. It should be you talking as guys, unfiltered, kind of laying it bare, being funny, sharing some vulnerable stories. But it shouldn't be here's us sitting here jacking off of OnlyFans content. It's like, what? Go start fresh and fit.
The hemisphere looked disturbed.
And you at Bad Friends should do the same thing.
Kind of like you're fostering. Yeah.
Is it a boy or a girl?
We haven't made a decision yet.
It's got to be a guy.
It's got to be a guy.
It could be both.
Well, we could.
It's got to be a guy.
We could get why.
Because it's a little creepy, no?
And when Bobby Lee is the one in the room taking the moral high road when talking.
Exactly. The guy that allegedly maybe had
about sexual.
Exactly. The guy that maybe allegedly had some not so kosher, not so, above board experiences in, the southern part or the eastern part of Asia. If he's saying that, then well, go on.
Exploitation. It's time for some self-reflection.
She's looking like she's like 15. I don't know how.
Let's not put a number on it.
Whoa, look at the headline. Comedian Bobby Lee, Tijuana prostitute story, made up dark joke. I didn't have sex with minor. Yeah, to be fair, he got away with it, All he said was this. It was a joke, it was a joke, it was a joke, it was a prank, it's a prank. And he basically got away with it. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of shows you how beloved he is. That's what happens when you're not hated, people give you the benefit of the doubt. Because people love Bobby Lee. So they're willing to turn a blind eye to this and kind of believe his reason, his rationale, his narrative, right? But it kind of came and went away quickly. Lucky him.
Let's not put a number on
I don't
it.
know the number, and you know what, God? I didn't know the number, and you know that for a fact, God.
This isn't just cringe or a poorly executed joke. It's gross, exploitative, and predatory behavior that fits disturbingly well with the pattern we've already seen, using vulnerable people as props in the ongoing cinematic universe of Bert's self-importance. Which brings us back to the beginning of Bert's career, the machine.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
So listen, man, last time you were here, there's a fucking story about the Russian mob. We tease these bitches. we let these people right now on Twitter, they have been going crazy all day. Do not let Bert Kreischer get out of there without the Russian mob story, man.
It's a story that defined him and one that he's clung to like a life raft ever since. Because without it, he's just another loud, sweaty, talentless blob of entitlement. He built his entire booze-soaked, belly-slapping persona around it. I'm not going to question the credibility of Bert's machine bit. I'm sure at some point he went to Russia and got drunk with the locals. That's just the kind of thing you do in Russia.
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. I think the genesis of the story is true because I remember when he first shared the machine story, there was some people that he went on that tour with or whatever, I think it was with his college. They confirmed the story. They confirmed that he was in Russia. I forgot who it was. It was some woman on Facebook, somebody. So I'm sure the genesis of the story is true. I went to Russia. I was on a train. We drank. But the whole the whole fucking Hollywood narrative about it is completely false. But did he go to Russia and drink with locals? Yes. Did all that other shit happen? No. Definitely not.
Russia. It's like going to Germany and attending a sex party.
Are these the Nazis, Walter?
No, Johnny, these men are nihilists. There's nothing to be afraid of.
We still want the money, Lebowski. We fuck you up.
Fuck you.
But what is worth questioning...
What's that movie, by the way? I never watched it. I should watch this. Watch this movie. I always see it getting referenced. Is it really good? What's this movie? People tell me in the stream chat. Apologies, I know it sounds like I'm an idiot, but what is this movie? I want to watch this. What the fuck is this movie? Let me know what the title is. I want to finally watch it. I keep saying that it always gets referenced by comedians and shit. What the fuck is the name of this movie? What's that? The Big Lebowski. Okay, cool. The Big Lebowski. I need to check this out. Everyone always says it's really good. It's always referenced, so I need to watch this. Big Lebowski. Okay, cool. Thank you.
We still want the money, Lebowski. We fuck you up.
Fuck you.
But what is worth questioning...
I never thought about it that way. It was a precursor. It was a primer to excuse all the future behavior. I wonder, maybe he kind of used it the same way he used that fucking Rolling Stones article, innit? I read about I was the biggest party monster in the US. It was written about me in the Rolling Stones. Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Machine was
blame him though for having that point of view that the world will blend around him, because I think of Dark Side Phil with these sort of things. Sometimes in life, or in general anyway, bad behavior shouldn't be rewarded, because I think we only learn through pain, right? I think most of us only learn through pain and suffering. We don't really learn, we don't learn any other way, really, for the most part. But I think there are some people in the world who get away with it, and they never learn because they get away with it. Similar to Bert. Bert in any other walk of life would be a guy struggling to hold on to like a very low paying job somewhere. But in this lifetime, in this timeline, he's managed to like become a multimillionaire. But in any other timeline, he isn't. So can you blame him for being the way he is? Because life has rewarded him in spite of his shortcomings. Life has really rewarded him in spite of his little from his parents, from how from who his parents are. They're well off, to growing up at the time that he grew up, to kind of befriending Rogan, to becoming a comedian, life has kind of worked out for him along the way in a big way, despite all of his, you know, things that he does, that people think is wrong. So I kind of don't blame him for having that real toxic, weird way of looking at the world where he thinks the world bends to his will, because it kind of does. It kind of has bent favorably to his will so far.
A story.
Every time I hear stuff like that, which is true, he is very exhausting in terms of like his need for attention. I just think of his daughters, especially young girls. They already need attention, right? I'm assuming if you have daughters, they're probably very needy anyway. They probably go through all types of emotions, especially when, you know, their bodies are changing, whatever else it may be, puberty and stuff. Imagine having a father that is worse than that. That's like 10 times worse than that, you know? Like, you're going through what you're going through as a young woman, and you've got a father that just demands all the attention from your mom to your, you know, relatives. Like, all the attention's on him when he's on stage, when he's at home. Like, because I think there are some people, right? There's some actors or some media people, some entertainment figures who, if they have a big personality on stage, when they go home, they play the role of like the mum. They play the role of like the father. They kind of like take a step back. Bert's not that person. Bert in his house is probably the main star, you know? He doesn't step back and let, you know, his daughters have a space to kind of be themselves. He doesn't step back and probably let his wife have more attention. He's still the main character, even at home. So can you imagine how exhausting it must be to have this guy as your dad? Yes, you get, you know, you get all the money in the world, you get to go to fancy schools and shit, but it must be exhausting. Every sob is a paywall. Every crack in his voice is a merch drop. Yo, TRILL MAHER. Clap, salute. Fucking bars. Pick up Josie. Look at the huge fucking belly. Exactly. My dad would make me go buy my own products, and that was embarrassing. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Big up Dude Loves to Do. The dumb likable guy, but it's rare likable. Cable guy for sure. Look at that fucking, yeah. All I know is shackles and pain. Fuck. By the way, like the stream, like the stream, like the stream.
He farms pity the way As this channel grows, I'd like input from viewers to help decide what direction to take things. So there's a link in the description.
Yeah, big up Trill MAHER, man. Brilliant video. Brilliant fucking video. Wow. Absolutely eviscerated Bert there. Very good analysis. Put a lot of things into words that I could never really articulate correctly or properly. Big up Trill MAHER. That was fucking brilliant, man. That was fucking brilliant. 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. Alright, cool. Oh, look at that. Look at that little animation. Look at that little animation there. That's pretty cool. Wow. So I guess comedy videos have that little crying, laughing emoji. That's pretty cool. I quite like that. Big up. Okay. Let's move on. Fighter and the Kid time. Fighter and the Kid time. This should be a good one. Timmy No Breaks is on there, actually. This should be a good one. Timmy No Breaks is on there from Kill Tony fame. Let's see if he's able to make this show humorous and funny. Let's see.
This is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby.
What's up, buddy?
It's good to see you, buddy. Now, since we spoke, you went to Tucker's party.
Oh, really? I like that, by the way. I like that. Big up, Booth, Big Booth. The like emoji comes on when you say it in the video. Yes, yeah, like then. If you see it projected, make sure you like, motherfuckers. That's pretty cool. I like that. Big up, Big Booth.
Went to Franklin, Tennessee. Ever heard of it?
I've been there. I've been there. I was invited to that party. I did not make it. I got.
That makes more sense. So Brian Callen was invited to Tucker Carlson's party. Brendan wasn't. I think he just tagged along to Theo. I think he just either tagged along to Theo or just clout chased. But I don't for 1 minute believe that Brendan got an individual, a personal invitation. Sorry, not individual. I don't think Brendan got a personal invitation. I think he lied about the Theo thing, about being surprised he was there. I think he knew Theo was going and he met him there. And that was probably his +1. But I don't believe he got. I just can't imagine a scenario or where Tucker would want Brendan to go to his Christmas party. You know, like, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
A text from Tucker's assistant, and I realized that I hadn't gotten back to her because I didn't know what it was. Then I looked at it, I was like, that's Tucker's assistant. Long story short, you went there. Tucker invited you personally.
Yep, flew out there.
Can I get some color on that?
Flew out there
looks like you were there with Theo.
Flew out there on the jet. Heavy on the jet. I was nervous about going because I went with the Diesel brothers, both Daves, right? Dave Sparks and Diesel Dave. And that's him in the middle.
The boys.
And then on the bottom right, who looks like a straight miner in that carbon fiber cowboy hat. That's Diesel Dave, and then that's Dave Sparks.
Big boys.
Which one?
Dave.
No, Cletus in the back he's taller than me.
Oh, okay.
Cletus. So in my world, like the car world, that's like the Mount Rushmore. I have no business being in that picture.
Really?
That boy.
A nice little humble flex there again. A nice little humble flex. I got no business being there, but you are in that picture. You're pointing it out because you want people to know that you're in that picture next to people that you think are legends in the game. Oh yeah.
The Whistling Diesel on the left. Your kids probably know him. He's the biggest.
Really?
Yeah.
In the truck world.
Just in the car automotive, like YouTube space.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
What does that mean? Biggest. Like, what does he do?
7 figures a month off YouTube.
What's he do?
Whistling Diesel, he'll if you go to his Instagram chin, he's like the master of destruction. So he'll take like that Ferrari and destroy it.
What?
So I stayed at his house.
Why does he destroy it?
That's what he does.
What do you mean?
He's a wild boy.
He's hated a lot though as well because of all the damage he does to the crops and all that shit environmentally. People don't like him a lot. But I think lately he got in trouble for that license plate thing, right? Car registration. He lives in some sort of state where a lot of people who drive nice cars register. From what I can understand, it's something about license registration. It's like a little loophole people do to not pay taxes on their cars. And then he got arrested on his ranch, on his place. And he was acting like he didn't know why he got arrested, which is it's a really funny clip, by the way. He's acting like he doesn't know why he got arrested. And the police was saying, you know why, you haven't paid your taxes. But obviously he kind of, explained it in a later video. But yeah, he's been hated a lot for that. He was getting some hate too because he's got some I don't know if you guys remember, he's got some Russian girlfriend, right? I remember he had some girlfriend that he kind of flew over from Russia. and everyone was talking about her being a gold digger and shit, which she obviously was, but hey. And then I think the other controversy was involved in, what was it? Oh, he was involved in a controversy where he kind of did a video with some crypto guy, with some like slimy crypto course selling guy, and I think CoffeeZilla or one of those guys kind of exposed him, and then yeah, that didn't go too well. That's it. That's the one. Registration. There we go. Registration. Yeah, registration in Montana. Yeah, it's some sort of loophole that people do. But yeah, I don't really know all the details, but he's been involved in that kind of controversy. But he was well liked before. And then he finally, he kind of turned.
He'll take a Tesla truck and like, this thing's a piece of shit and like rip it apart and destroy it.
Wait a minute. I do not understand that.
Just for views,
yeah,
right?
Views. He does a bunch of shocking shit, trolls people.
Wow. Okay.
But I stayed at his house.
Hey, Chin, production guy Chin. You could just go on his channel, right? Honestly, Chin, the producer, he's fucking. That guy is stealing a living. I swear to God, Chin is legitimately stealing a living. You could just you could just do this, right? You could open a new YouTube fucking tab. You could write whistle and fucking diesel. He comes up right there. You could click on his channel. You could go on videos, click on popular, and just click one of the first ones on there. I don't know. Click this one, the Cybertruck thing. And then you get an idea of what he's about.
Are Cybertrucks as durable as Elon says they are? Let's find out.
Is it really that hard to just quickly go on and just quickly check out what he's about? Scroll through.
I've been waiting a very...
Is it really that difficult to do, Chin? Chin's all over on his Instagram, like fucking around. Like, it's not that difficult because clearly Brian Callen, the fucking old man, right? The 60-year-old fucking comedian isn't understanding why that guy's popular. But you could just quickly do that. You could quickly just go on the popular tab, click another video. I don't know which one involving the Ferrari. Boom.
What is the first word that comes to your mind when I say Ferrari?
Fast red sports cars.
No, Keller. Lawsuits. Ferrari has been historically paranoid about what their customers do to their cars. 90% of the time, someone using a Ferrari on social media, the comments are all, he's gonna get a cease and desist letter, or can't wait to see the lawsuit in the mail. It's not like, wow, that's a cool, fast sports car. A lot of people are scared, and there's a lot of tension surrounding Ferrari. I have bought one. We're gonna find out if that's true. I will say we have a slight history with red vehicles. I hope it's not red. There she is, a 2020 Ferrari F8 with only 3,000 miles on it. A lot of people were assuming that I would get like a used beat up 458 or something cheap. This is one of Ferrari's best cars. Ferrari doesn't like people using their cars in ways they weren't intended to be used. Where do you draw the line? Should I worry about taking my car off road? Is it meant to go on a gravel road? Like, companies hire aggressive legal teams because I would have done the same thing. If I make Ferrari say Ferrari and I put a cat on there and I change the logo itself, that is infringing on their copyright. I feel like if anyone else was having fun with their car and they wrapped it and put a funny name, the company wouldn't care. It's like popping a little pop can open. Like, oh. Probably slam though. Cody, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if this is meant to happen. Just talking about the key falling apart. Should I be worried about talking about something like that when it actually happened and being sued? I want to preface this.
Is that his garage? Fuck, that's a car collection and a half, isn't it? Is that his personal car collection? Look, is that a Porsche up there, isn't it? There's some nice cars up there though. His actual car collection is really nice, I'm not gonna lie. There's some, oof, that's a Bentley or Rolls Royce, alright? Jeez. Let's get to the bit where he does the mad stuff then. Where's all the mad stuff? Where's all the mad stuff? There we go. Ah! Isn't this the same Ferrari that Brendan had? Is this the same Ferrari that Brendan had? Yeah, you see, this is something that I would like. That, like, in my ideal world, right? In my ideal world, before I get a fucking penthouse overlooking Greenwich fucking river or whatever, that is what I'd want. You know, a storage space like, or a warehouse like that. You know, just a massive crazy space to just do anything inside it. That will be way more useful day to day than having a fucking crazy big house, you know? If you want to sleep, you could even sleep in there if you wanted to, you get what I mean? But that's what I'd prefer, a big, massive warehouse like that. That is fucking crazy.
Oh, man.
For a two-wheel drive car.
I've always wondered, actually, especially in America, I've always wondered why a lot of YouTubers don't just live in places where the houses are cheap. Because you're making your content online anyway. It doesn't matter where you live. All the influencers and content creators that live in LA and stuff, I guess maybe because of connections and to be next to other streamers is fun. But if you're killing it in America, why not just live in a place where the houses and the properties are cheaper, your money goes further, and you could just get more space, you know what I mean, for your cash and shit, as opposed to buying like a small space somewhere in New York or in LA or in Miami. It just doesn't make any sense. But you know, I guess everyone's different. I guess the only bad thing about I forgot where he lives, I think it might be Montana or whatever, is that you're kind of on your own, you know, you're not really near any other people and shit.
This will kill you. That's fucking scary.
Okay, but Papa had a F. Okay, what's the difference? Big up Asada Aziz. You said Papa had a what? Papa had a F80. So let's see Ferrari. Let's see how different they are. Ferrari F80. Was that? No, F8. Sorry. They're quite similar, innit? They're quite similar though, right? And then he's got a what? A 480 Ferrari what? 488. They're very similar looking though, innit? The front. Or am I bugging out? Don't they look very similar looking? They almost look kind of identical. No? Maybe this, you got this little U bit here. Anyway, let's go out to find the kid.
His whole compound, the kid's just killing it. Super creative kid. Does it all himself. Monster.
Amazing.
Monster. Super monster. But so
Brendan respects him so much now because he knows he's got money. Brendan probably was sat there in the party, didn't know who Whistle Diesel was, quickly Googled him on YouTube and saw his views, saw his subscribers, and immediately knew how much money he was making, isn't it? Brendan's eyes. When he meets someone that's got money, when he meets somebody that's successful, he gets so, you know, the respect level goes up, you know? That's the only thing he respects. Money and success. He probably found out who he was at the party and was like, hold on, I need to be his friend.
Anyway, I know. So all of us came together, right? All the truck boys, all of us came together.
Jack too. Look at the kid.
Not Jack. No one called us a Diesel Jack.
That's the guy next to him.
Yeah.
That guy next to him. Okay, sorry.
No, he's a small, slender kid. But so I came with them. You know, like those are my guys. I came with them, but I didn't know anybody that was gonna be there. You know, so I had anxiety. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be this weirdo in the corner and all that stuff.
The fuck would you say that about yourself?
I don't know them.
What do you mean a weirdo?
I don't fucking know those people.
Don't say that stupid shit.
You know what those are my
You're
people.
not a weirdo in the corner, you fucking weirdo.
Well,
that's a weirdo thing to say.
There you go. I'm weirdo.
Makes
You
me
said
angry.
I'm weirdo. You said I'm weirdo.
Yeah, you're so fucking weird.
Oh, here comes Callan. Callan reminding us of who the #1 Brendan White Knight is. Eric Griffin is running a close second. Eric Griffin gives Brian a good run for his money with the way that he fucking glazes and sucks off Brendan on golden hour. But the #1 defender of Brendan, the #1 human meat shield for Brendan is always Brian Callan. He would lay down his body for Brendan.
Standing like with your legs swell. I'm too tall. Shut the fuck up.
Well, no, because those guys are as big as. Well,
fit in, bro. Fit in right now.
I fit in. You let me finish.
All right, God, you're making me mad.
I fit in because Cletus is bigger than me.
Fine.
Sparks is fucking big. Yeah. But anyway, I get there and it was like, if I die and go to heaven, it's probably going to look like this. Because Theo's there. As soon as I see Theo, I was telling Chin on Shop Show, it was like Forrest Gump and...
Hold on. You don't know anybody there. You had anxiety going there. You see one person at the party that you know, that you got a long-standing friendship with Theo. And then you immediately think to yourself, if I die and go to heaven, this is what it will look like. So... Brendan's idea of heaven is knowing one person. Being in a room full of famous people, he only knows one. That's a paradise to you. That's a dream. That's something to kind of look forward to. That's something that gives you comfort. Not being surrounded by your friends and your family, maybe your wife and stuff. Nah, I want to be in heaven where Theo is there. One person that you know. That's heavenly. What?
Jenny, we literally just sprinted toward each other. We're like jumping around. I talked to him. We haven't seen each other in a hot second.
That's cool.
We talk, but we haven't seen each other, you know? So me and Theo were just...
Press X to doubt for talking. Press X to doubt for them even talking. Press X for doubt for them even talking before they met each other at that party. That's probably why he was so excited to see him.
The whole night, dude. Him and Candace Owens are super close. Her kids call him Uncle Theo. I was telling Chin, Theo's an uncle to, like, my kids call him Uncle Theo. Rogan's daughters call him Uncle Theo. He's an uncle to a ton of people. He's the best uncle in the world. So my kids call him Uncle Theo, but so Candace's kids call him Uncle Theo. They live close.
Look how he found a way to mention Rogan. Yuck, innit? Rogan's kids call him Uncle Theo. Oh, yuck. He always finds a way to fucking mention Rogan. God, disgusting, man. Disgusting.
Each other, so he's over there for dinner and shit and always hanging out with them. Dude, the shit he was saying to fucking me and Candace Owens, because we were talking about Kash Patel. And I was like, yeah, I don't trust him because his eyes, right? And we're all laughing. And then Theo goes, yeah, heavy on the FBI's, right? Just clowning, dude. Bro, I can't say it on air. The shit he was saying around Candace, I was like, oh my God, they must be super close. Because if you weren't friends, Theo would be in so much trouble.
Yeah.
That's why you love Theo. He just fucking, he's on one at all times.
He's funny.
So then I'm with...
Is he friends with Cash?
No, not friends with him.
Okay.
No. So then, me and Theo are doing our thing. Bringham's there from Ways to Well. So we're all hanging out. I'm trying to think. Colby was there, coming in.
The way he's so excited is kind of depressing and almost, a little bit endearing. It's endearing because, he clearly had fun. But it's also kind of sad because you can see he doesn't really hang out with people. He's very isolated, which he's done himself, by the way, by being a social pariah, by being a fucking stand-up comedian, not a stand-up comedy industry pariah as well, and just getting on people's nerves, controversies, fights, beefs, arguments, falling outs, whatever, right? He's done it to himself. You can't blame himself for being isolated the way he is, although he'll probably blame it on Brian. But you can see that he doesn't hang out with people or the people that he kind of likes. And he's talking about this, like, he's so alive. Like, he's a normal person would have went to a story, would have given you some anecdotes, a couple of stories, a couple of short fucking insights of what happened, and kept it moving. But
powerful bunch.
Pick up Sardis.
Nothing like a gathering of like-minded friends, good food, and great conversation. Feels like I died and went to Tucker Carlson's house.
Exactly. But yeah, I think I'm wondering if he's actually going to describe the food. He's so excited. He loves I wonder if he's going to describe the food. I wonder if he's going to do a full breakdown of the food, of the spread, of the entertainment on the night. He's really excited about going to this fucking party.
I'm trying to think of the UFC guys. There's a few, but then Jelly Roll comes in. So then so Tucker comes in, right? And then there's a big commotion, and then Jelly Roll comes in, even bigger. You forget how big Jelly Roll is now. He's the Adele for white men.
That's right.
He's our Adele, right? So he comes in, shuts the party down.
He's our Adele.
He's our Adele.
And he's skinny
with face tattoos. Yeah. Dude, so he comes in, and right away I'm like, holy fuck, he's skinny. And I just see him, I'm like, I'll get to him. But I'm talking to Theo. Tucker, everyone's around him. Bon Jovi, everyone's around him. And I see him look over and goes, in front of everyone, goes, motherfucking Brendan Schaub. And then we just fucking tackle each other in the middle of the fucking party. So then it was me, Jelly.
He loved that so much, didn't he? Look at him. He loved that, innit? He loved that he got that recognition, that shout out in front of all those famous people. Bon Jovi heard Jelly Roll say my name. Fucking hell. I'm so happy I'm not this fame obsessed. Being this fame obsessed, being this much of a clout whore, it must be, as a man, it's disgusting, man. It's unbecoming. Mention the names in passing, act a bit nonchalant, act a little bit like you've been there before, at least try and keep some of your aura, Jesus Christ, he's so excited. Ew.
Theo, just the boys, man.
So cool,
fucking around all night, dude. And Jelly
cool.
lives like 8 minutes from there.
Really?
Yeah. And he's so thin now. I went, what are you doing, Bubba? I get getting in shape. You can't get skinny guy. That we can't have you skinny guy, right?
I have to.
No.
I think he was hunting.
Yeah, he's showing you up. That's why, isn't it? Jelly probably trains and works out more than Brendan, and they both did Ozempic.
Recently, he's here.
Yeah, he's doing he'll be here on Wednesday. He's not here right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be in Austin on Wednesday.
Yeah. I'll see him on Wednesday. We'll try and get him here on Wednesday.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I had such good, you know me, I don't like going out. I hate fucking leaving the compound. I'm glad I did.
Of course, man. You gotta make that connection. You forget, right? Because it's really easy to isolate.
It's easy to isolate because nobody likes him. He doesn't. Please, this is the correction. He's not staying at home because he's a homebody. He doesn't stay at home because he loves his kids so much. He stays at home because, number one, he doesn't do stand-up anymore. He quit stand-up because he couldn't sell tickets, because he was a shit comedian, because he couldn't be bothered to go and start again at the mothership from the ground up and shit. Whatever his reason is, he quit stand-up comedy. And now he doesn't have any other choice but to be at home. Even the cars and the trucks don't take up too much of his time because he doesn't do any of the mods himself, right? It's not like he's replacing engines and all this stuff by himself. He's getting done in garages. So he doesn't even have time to like occupy himself with that. So he has no other thing to do but to be at home and to be with his kids, watching them play baseball and talking about it incessantly. That's why he's alone. Not because he's, you know what I mean? It's by choice. If Brendan could have friends and wasn't so, I'd say, divisive and unlikable, he'd still have them, but he doesn't because, you know, he speed runned having all the friends in comedy and then having none of the friends. He really went out of his way to speed run through that.
But you got to just resonate different.
I just do my thing, but it's good to see everybody.
That's cool.
But you'll love this. I won't say who it is. I won't say who it is. They introduced me as, I love him. He's retarded. I went,
big up Stevie. Bro, as a full-time dad, your family becomes your friends, your homies. Papa misses being a scumbag. I miss it sometimes too, but I lived it even good. But I'm Mexican. What do I know? I disagree. You and Brendan are different. Brendan never cared about his family until he quit stand-up comedy. That's what I'm saying. And even now, he tries to, like, all these hobbies he does is not because he's trying to fill in time. It's because he doesn't want to be at home. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I get the feeling all of these arcs, these new interests that he develops are just another way for him to like not be at home. Look at the amount of things, family things that he misses. His wife will go back home and visit her extended family. He won't be there. The first fucking appointment for his daughter's braces for that condition that she's got that he cried about on the fucking internet, he wasn't there for. What's the excuse? If he's meant to be some sort of beast of a dad and that's his family's now become his main priority, which I don't have a problem with, cool, he'll be there, but he's not. So he picks and chooses when he's a beast of a dad, you know? He picks and chooses when he's present. But I think overall, if he was still doing stand-up, there's no chance he's doing all this baseball shit. But he's not doing stand-up because, you know, he couldn't sell tickets, he wasn't good enough, blah, blah, blah. You know the whole story. That's why we got this new personality coming, which is also why he seems so like enamored. He seems so giddy. He seems so excited, elated about this interaction that he had at that Tucker Carlson party. It was probably a reminder of like, fuck, man, this used to be my everyday. Fuck, this used to be how it used to be back in the day with Rogan. Going to all these fucking soirees and hanging out after the comedy club and comedy store, you know what I mean? He doesn't have that anymore. Largely because of his own fault, but I don't believe this whole beast of a dad narrative at all. I don't believe that. Maybe for you, that's what you do, and I believe you, Stevie, but for him, I don't.
Excuse me? He goes, yeah, man, retarded shit, man. Like, huh? Right? I was kind of offended. I'm like, this motherfucker retarded. He's like, yeah, man, we all just a bunch of retards. That's why we get along, man. We're all retarded. And I'm like, okay. And I was kind of like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's like, we're all just a bunch of retards. We think different, man. When we get to heaven, it's going to be filled with retards. And I'm like, right. And everyone's like eating it up. I'm like, this is so disrespectful. And then someone way smarter than all of it, you know, Candace, he goes, get over here, retard. I'm like, oh, that's just his thing.
Yeah.
He's not calling me retard.
It's a term of endearment.
Yes. He's like, get over here, retard.
Well, that's
I'm
like I always say.
Heavy on the R, dude.
Yeah.
Why are you repeating it so often then? What's the story? So he's offended by the word. He thinks it comes across a bit weird, but he keeps saying it.
The time.
We say that, we'd be like, he's an idiot. We're all idiots.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, I don't know this guy that well.
Oh, you don't know him that well?
Oh, not at all. He goes, oh, yeah. And because they go, hey, you know, Brent Shaw goes, yeah, I love that retard. I was like, excuse me? And then I was kind of, I was already kind of little in my head about
Did you say
things.
who it is?
No. And I was like, the fuck? And he's like, yeah, we're all retarded, man. I'm retarded. I like retarded shit.
Wait, just cut for a second, because I'm dying to know who it is. Anyway.
Yeah, man. It was funny, though. I was like, retard. Jesus Christ. It was just a good time. Good people.
Good people. By the way, guys, we have Timmy No Breaks coming in here. We're just doing a little catch up.
That's
Timmy
right.
No Breaks coming in.
That's
from,
right. Dude, I had the best Saturday ever. It's my perfect.
Why did Callum say that then? We don't care about that. Like, just do the show, flow normally. Is he bored already of Brendan's conversation? By the way, guys, don't worry. He won't be talking about this all day. Jesus, that was weird, isn't it?
Frick Saturday. Because Tiger had his last tournament.
Oh my God. He spent about 10 minutes describing a story, describing a party that you should never spend 10 minutes talking about a party that only you went to, right? You should be able to relay the party experience in like under 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes max. He spent 10 minutes talking about a party that no one else went to. Now he's going to spend another 15 minutes talking about his son's baseball games. God almighty.
The year, the Grinch Christmas tournament, which is a big deal. He played on like this hybrid team of majors and AAA, so they put him on there. He pitched basically a no-hitter. I don't want to say a no-hitter because he gave up one, but he won the fight when he fought Merab.
Yeah, and I watched that fight and I went, interesting.
Merab said that. Or I'm sorry, Jan said that. That's my thing with these guys. Like at that level, like Aspinall, when they say they're hurt,
they're not lying.
Fucking believe them, man.
Of course.
Someone's like such a cop out. Oh, you're hurt.
Who says that? What idiot says that? Like, believe it.
Every fan.
It drives me nuts.
Every fan, even Dana.
Hold on. Wasn't he saying the other day that Tom Aspinall was milking the eye thing? Wasn't he just the other day saying that Tom Aspinall was milking the eye poke he suffered from Cyril Gain? I swear he was saying that just the other day. Now, if fighters say they're injured, believe them. If fighters say they're hurt, believe them. You were just taking the piss out of Tom Aspinall, saying that he was milking his eye poke.
So it's like the people that don't fight, man. When a guy like Peter Yan or Tom Aspinall, when they work this hard and they say I was hurt, trust me, they were fucking hurt.
Really hurt too.
I think with Yan, it's I was compared to on the Shop Show to the Holly Holm thing. So when Holly Holm got into the UFC, her only goal, literally her only goal, is to beat Ronda Rousey. Mm-hmm. So in training camp, she fought good girls, but in training camp, even fighting other opponents, was to beat Ronda. Right. So she was doing the work to beat her opponent, but the focus was still on Ronda.
Yeah.
So she was adding things that it might work against this opponent, but really this is for Ronda down the road.
Right.
So you'll see she would let things go on a little longer. She would let girls get inside. That's all.
Big up, Stevie. I meant as a normal father, that what becomes of you. You realize what your family will always be there for you and your friends. We can miss a scumbaggery, but you can notice the grief. In Beppa, obviously, normal parents don't talk about their kids this much. No, for sure. I understand what you meant, Stevie. I understand what you meant. I just think Brendan's not that guy. I think if you see that guy in Brendan, I don't think it's there. The evidence is there, to be honest, with the behaviors. You can definitely see he has shown. The time he spent at home clearly has made him appreciate his family more. I think before he didn't. He's clearly appreciated his family more. I think it's actually strengthened his relationship with his wife. I think clearly they are more in tune, more locked in than they were before. You can even see even from the little skits, the little comedy things they do on TikTok. I don't think 5 years ago Brendan will be filming a TikTok with his wife. Never. So I think all the little things that they're doing, clearly they're more in sync. He's clearly enjoying being a dad more. But I still think fundamentally, if he could have an excuse to not be at home, he would. And he has it now. He still pods at the same volume or velocity. He's replaced stand-up with the trucks thing, essentially, basically. He's got a brand still that he does. Anytime there's an excuse to go to an event somewhere out of state, he goes. It's not like he stays at home. He goes to all those fucking nonsense car shows for nothing, really, just to go and show his face. He missed his daughter's appointment for the braces. That seemed like a really important thing, I'd imagine. If your kid's suffering from some sort of, temporary early fucking disability thing that you were upset about enough that you were crying on camera on Instagram for. So, yeah, he's obviously improved in that respect. But I think overall, I still think if he had an ability to not be at home, he would not be at home, in my personal opinion.
All just to beat Ronda.
Sure.
It's brilliant.
Sure.
Peter Yan's exact same
That's right.
thing.
That's right.
Exactly. So he was fighting Figueiredo, these other cats, but the whole game plan and what he was doing was to beat the champ in Merab. This is what's crazy about fucking what Yan, people don't realize this, what he did. Most people, when they lose the belt, he's younger than Merab, but when most people lose the belt, they'll fight right away. They might get it back. The odds aren't good. When you lose the belt and then basically 4 years later get it back is unheard of. It's insane how tough that is.
That's right.
It's fucking wild,
That's right.
dude. It's
But so
that fight, this is the problem. That fight wasn't close. Sir.
Right.
That was 50-45.
That's right.
If you score that any other
See
way,
his face, it wasn't touched.
Fuck my mouth.
Yeah. He would get touched, but people don't realize with a boxer on that level, most of it's catching his gloves. And if you are hitting his face, he's just outside.
He didn't
the
have a mark
pocket.
on his face.
Not a mark.
But also, what you got to realize is Merab's not gifted as far as striking
Correct.
or grappling.
Yeah.
His grappling's
It's
good.
his cardio.
It's his cardio,
motor.
so it's this relentless pace.
Yes.
But it's not you wouldn't say like Hamzat has world-class grappling, right? Alex Pierre has world-class striking.
That's a good point.
But Merab's thing, if you had to like pick something where you're like, what is he better at anybody out? You wouldn't say grappling.
No.
I love this. Again, I didn't watch the fight, but I love this revisionism that Brendan's doing. He never said this stuff when Merab had the belt, when Merab had the fucking winning streak. None of these questions about his skill set, these gaps in his ability, his lacks, his strengths, his weaknesses, were ever on his mind. As soon as he loses, all of a sudden he's got all the answers about all the holes. You never said that before when you was champ. You never said that before when you was champ. Now all of a sudden Pierre Yan beats him and now you always knew. You see, he was not world class at this, he's not world class at that. Shut up, man. Shut up. Just admit at the time when he had the belt, we all believed he looked fucking unstoppable. He had, he seemed he walked through a couple of people. He looked like an unstoppable force. Peter Yan came along and reminded us there's levels in this game and surprised everybody. There's no need to lie. Fucking hell. Exactly, case of Moses. Monday morning quarterbacking, exactly.
You wouldn't say submission.
It's his
you wouldn't
motor.
say
It's his
boxing.
motor.
You wouldn't say kicking. You wouldn't say his footwork.
No.
None of it. He just has this gift with his motor. So even if it's the shot's a 5 out of 10, it's coming 30 fucking times. Eventually he's going to get you. That's how he beat you. You take that away, and then you're forced to strike with a world-class boxer. You're so fucked, dude.
You're so fucked. And
he can wrestle.
And I was about to say, so I had known like 2 years ago, people who know again better, who trained with him and were, said
with Jan?
Yeah. They were like, oh, his wrestling is world class.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And they go, oh, he's
done it since he was a kid.
Oh, dude. And he hangs out with high level wrestlers.
Yeah, all the guys do. I don't care about
boxing,
that.
His boxing, his ability, his understanding of where to place his feet. The other thing they were saying was like, dude, he's so good. So fucking good. Like they were like, he's the champ. And they were saying that in 2021. Like I was
he
like,
was
or
the champ.
2022.
But he was
yeah,
the champ.
exactly.
But then he lost 3 in a row.
Right.
But remember, he
But-
got
but-
fucked over with Sugar fight. Most people had him beat in Sugar.
But that's what I'm saying is like he lost 3.
And then
so we were like,
remember
oh,
Aljo?
maybe-
So you got the Sugar, which is most of us think he won.
Yep.
Aljo, you're like, Jesus Christ, he did a knucklehead thing.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then he lost to Merab, got beat by Merab, but he was injured.
And lost to Aljo on the rematch. Didn't he fight Aljo twice?
No, remember Aljo kicked him when he was down. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, but he's just so good, man.
Exactly, Izanullah, exactly. Suddenly all of Jan's losses were practices to win the belt. Exactly. Proper Monday morning quarterbacking. Exactly. Well, big up Cole. Will we still be watching Bappa in 30 years? Will I still be doing it? Yeah, if he's still around in 30 years. But is he going to be around in 30 years? I don't think so. Will TFATK be around in 10? Forget even 30. Will TFATK still be around in 10 years? TFATK's future is very dependent on Podcast One, in my personal opinion. I think Podcast One is the main patron of TFATK. if Podcast One, their podcast advertising company goes under, I think this podcast doesn't survive, because I think that podcast company, they're kind of in cahoots with TIFA. I don't want to go too crazy with conspiracies, but I think they're kind of in cahoots. They kind of turn a blind eye to the bots and the view bots and shit. They still get money from the brands and the advertisers. They cut TFATK a bit and they keep it rolling. But I don't think another advertiser would be okay with how they fake the views. You know what I mean? I think they do their due diligence, but I think Podcast One doesn't do their due diligence. You know, so I think they'd be fucked if the sponsor goes away. I don't think they'd be able to survive that way. But if Podcast One stays around for more than 10 years, yeah, they'll still be here. They'll still be here, fucking doing whatever. And obviously, I'm reacting to this stuff, so I'll be here if they're still here. But I think their future is primarily in the hands of the podcast advertisers. If they all go away, they're fucked.
He's so fucking good.
Everyone kind of wrote him off because when you lose 3 in a row, it's like, it's probably over the hill.
That's right.
And then he just kept working.
But
that's why it's so impossible.
So the people I was talking to, especially one guy was like, "Oh, everybody wrote him off because he lost 3 in a row."
Yeah.
He goes, they were like,
"That's what people
he's
do.
going to beat Marab." And I was like,
the reason you can, I was telling Chin this too on the shop, when you can tell a high level striker, especially a guy who's been doing it long, the jab. Everything starts and finishes with the jab.
But see,
so if you watch most strikers that the MMA community say, oh, they're elite, they have no jab. It's all head hunting at all times, and they get it done.
Yes.
But if a high level guy, if he has a good jab, he fucked Marab.
What did the damage was that jab.
That's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
People don't realize.
Well, here's the other thing. Like I like to strike and I box and stuff.
My true the absolute best.
So I couldn't do the fucking fake MMA breakdown shit. Like, enough of that. Let's get Timmy No Breaks in. Cool.
Fighter. That's truework.com.
This is cool. I feel like I'm in a.
You are.
I feel like I'm in it.
Are.
I feel like I'm
What
in
have you
it.
been doing?
dude.
What have you been doing?
Well, welcome to the
stand up?
podcast.
Just fucking trying to get sleep, running around. Yeah, I'm doing. Where was I? I was in LA.
Where you at?
Big LA boy. I did Adam Ray's podcast, and I did some meetings. I was at the Paramount lot, just trying to pitch a show. I was like, I have no fucking idea
Going
what.
Hollywood, bro.
Dude, I'm a big Hollywood guy now.
I didn't know
Brian
that.
knew me when I was just a boy.
I knew you when you were a
different,
boy.
dude.
Now you're a big Hollywood.
Now I'm a big
By
Hollywood.
the way,
I almost canceled this. I was just like, I'm
enjoy
not
that.
coming.
That's a fun process. Enjoy that.
Yeah, no, it's nothing. It's
Like
like
my friends, like all the rage now in film. Everybody wants, he's like, I'm meeting with Ron Howard and everybody. And I'm like, he's had these 2 short films that were all the thing. I've been around so long. I was like, how's that going? He goes, good. Cause so we're going to get financing. We just got to get somebody attached. I go, enjoy that. In the meantime, you're going to be directing my fucking commercials, which
It takes a while, but you got to shoot. You don't want to be just.
Of course you do. But I'm saying in the meantime, make your money.
Great work, Chin. Great work, Chin. Just passing right in front of the camera. Great work, Chin. Just passing right in front of the camera. Very, very professional. Very, very high level production here.
Which
It takes a while, but you got to shoot. You don't want to be just.
Of course you do. But I'm saying in the meantime, make your money over here.
But also, California,
I'm not. Like they'll say, oh yeah, this is great. Like I want to do that, and I'm cautiously optimistic.
He had
if
a
it works out,
marketing
great. But then also,
I'm not expecting anything.
Also, Hollywood shuts down from Thanksgiving to fucking mid-January.
Oh,
they literally shut
But
down.
you're gonna be fine.
They're
You'll come
gone.
on. I'm not saying you're not going to fucking book something.
I mean, dude, I'm just cautiously optimistic. That's
As you
that's
should
my,
be, Mo.
That's my
Nah,
MO.
keep fucking shooting for the moon, dude.
Shoot for the
You're
moon.
Let's see what
creative.
happens, dog.
You keep coming up with ideas.
Keep doing
you, man.
But yeah, touring a lot.
Are you?
Yeah.
You should maybe he already does stuff himself. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know much about producing shows and stuff. I get you not wanting to spend your own money. But nowadays, there's, you can basically create your own things with your own cameras, with phones and shit. You don't need to go to these big companies or these big networks and stuff, production companies, and let them greenlight something for you. If anything, if I was him and I've got an idea for a show, I've got an idea for a TV show, I've got an idea for a movie, whatever, film the fucking rough draft of it yourself. Put out a pilot and work by yourself, fund it, and then take that to people to show your proof of concept, not just words. It's probably harder as well to sell them on a dream, to sell Paramount on this idea of a show that you have, and you have nothing but just your words or fucking slides or a deck. You're better off just showing them an actual show. And then if you show them a show that's actually got stats on the back of it, that's got a view count from YouTube and shit, that'll go another way. Do you know what I mean? But I guess these guys don't like investing in themselves in that way because it costs a lot of money probably to produce something. They probably don't want to produce it first and put it out there because they're afraid somebody may copy it and then run away with the idea. I don't know, but I just think that idea of going to a production company and trying to pitch something without having a proof of concept, it sounds a bit dated. It sounds like a poor use of time as well, but what do I know?
It's like trying to...
He went to
Jersey
and they wanted to see him be Timmy No Breaks. Where were you at Stress Factory? Where were you at?
Most recently, I did a run of the improv. So I did San Jose to Oxnard to Brea.
Great.
So Brea's great. Huge,
right?
That was 600 fucking... I mean, I sold well, but I didn't like get 600. It was crazy.
It's a big... I think it's...
Well done. Big up Timmy No Breaks. How refreshing was that? I sold well, but I didn't sell it out, of course, but that's a big place. Comedians never, especially Brendan, never does that. I sold out, always lying about the fucking attendance. That was so refreshing. Like, big room, big space, didn't sell it out, but did pretty well. Did okay. Well done on the honesty. Well done on the honesty, Timmy No Breaks. Please keep that up, please.
The biggest improv.
It's the biggest improv for sure.
I shot my special there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I shot 2 specials there.
Not False Gods was Comedy Mothership,
That
right?
was Comedy Mothership, but the one before that was Brea.
Dude, Brea is
the best.
Nobody remembers either. I'm surprised you remember that name. No one remembers his fucking specials. No one remembers the one before that. Why didn't you say the name? What was the one before that, actually? What was the one before that? I actually want to know. What is Brian Callen specials? What was the one before that? By the way, if you're watching the show, you're enjoying what you watch, make sure you like the stream, please. Like the stream. Like the stream. Oh, never. Okay, gee, look at the gap. Look at the gap. Jesus Christ. Oh, Man Tears. I think he means Man Tears. So Man Tears was filmed at Brea, right? I think it means Man Tears. Brian Callen. Man Tears. That was the one that's filmed at Brea, I think, right? Fourth special. Where was it filmed? Was it filmed up? Yeah, there you go. Written and performed at the Brea Improv. So that's and that's the one, right? Brea Improv capacity. 600? Yeah, 500. Okay, cool. I want to see some clips from that. Let's see some clips. Is there clips of it? Actually, let's just watch it anyway. Let's see a little bit of it.
The man drag is back, a bitch slap the whack. My lungs are iron, spitting fire on the track. Please welcome to the stage, Brian Callen!
So, don't you find this interesting, by the way? Just as an observation only. Judging from that clip, right? Brendan wasn't there at Brian Callen's taping for Man Tears, or the taping of what's that one called that he's got? Not Man Tears, what's it called? False Gods. But wasn't Brian there at the first one that he did? Brian's been to all of the tapings of Brendan specials except for Gringo Pappy, but Brendan hasn't been to any tapings of Brian Callen specials. Really interesting, that.
You know what I mean? What do you say about Brea? Like Miami's like, you know, and Brea's like, we drive the speed limit, motherfucker! You know? Yeah! Oh.
They feel exactly the same, innit? Both specials feel exactly this. Is he wearing the same clothes? Oh my god, he's wearing the same clothes. He's wearing the same clothes. I thought, why does it feel the same? He's literally wearing the same clothes. He's not good on branding, is he? He's really not good with branding. False Gods and fucking Man Tears both wearing the same clothes. One filmed in 2019 or 2025. One filmed in 2019 or 2020. Is it 2020? Holy shit! He's wearing the same clothes. Actually, does he wear in all three? Let's see. I want to see one more. Let me see one more special from him. Is he wearing the same clothes in 3 specials in a row? The same color clothes in 3 specials in a row. Hold on. Specials. So, what's he got here? False gods, man tears, and complicate apes. Okay. Is he wearing the same clothes here too? Oh my god, the same color. Look, the same colors. Dark. He ain't got a red shirt, a blue shirt, nothing. He's wearing the same clothes, kind of. This has got a t-shirt on, but he's got the same color. Maybe that's probably the same jeans as well, by the way. In all 3. 2025, 2022, and 2019, right? 2020. He's wearing the same clothes. Oh my god, Brian. No wonder your specials aren't. No branding at all. 0. No cool clothes. No like different outfit. Nothing. Absolutely crazy level of effort. The most bare minimum guy ever, isn't it? Fucking hell. Okay, cool. Let's move. Let's continue.
I shot one at Irvine Improv. You were at that one, and then I was
San Jose also.
San Jose's awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's like
I'm
a
doing
theater.
that in January. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a mini theater, right?
It's literally. I was like, I look at the marquee. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Just
The
seeing your
manager
name.
at San Jose.
Like imagine like for the first time, like seeing your name.
Yeah.
Like outside something on like a marquee like that. You're like, well, not really my name, but you know. I was just like, holy fuck.
It's
dope. Yeah, I took a picture. I was just like, god damn.
Dude, I did
you had a meteoric kind of rise.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
But, you know, he's been creative. He owned his own marketing company. What I'm doing, and he was really.
Brian has his own marketing company. Really? He doesn't advertise that. What the fuck's that? What the fuck's it called? What's Brian Cullen's marketing company? Where is it? There's no link to it anywhere. It's Sunset Park. Okay. Doesn't have any links to it anywhere in his fucking thing, of course, naturally. Owns a marketing company, no links. No fucking links or anything to anywhere to see. What's this? A new special, new bit? What's this bit?
It's bullshit. They're just food with a beak. Like, what have you did in your past life to be reborn that fucking thing? Like, if you're born an eagle, everything fears me. Even fucking goats. Even goats. Goats like, oh no, man! It just fucking drops it. And then fucking eat. That's what they do. If you're an eagle, you inspire fear in fucking everything. Boxes, everything. I don't give a shit what it is.
It's the same movements, the same mannerisms. He talks about an eagle. He looks the same as he talks about a horse. When he's talking about a horse, it's the same way he's talking about an eagle. Like, the same jokes, the same manner. Like, fucking hell, bro. It's been 20, 30 years, Brian. Mix up your material. Fucking hell.
Even small deer are like, whoa. Monkeys are like, ah! You know, they can kill everything. Fucking turkey. Stupid sound. Imagine that's all you can make. Your stupid neck. They have no protection on their neck. Just their neck is just a long. I can kill a turkey like this. Is it? Like that. I can do karate. Is it? You don't even need to go out anything else. Just run up to it and go, shut the fuck up. His whole head bends over your hand and he dies. Fuck him and eat him. And I've eaten wild turkey, by the way. Killed one. Get well.
Can't even hear it. The audio is horrendous. You can't even hear what he's saying there. But anyway, let's continue.
Successful at it, like so.
And your home's where? You're originally from where?
San Diego.
Oh.
So I started in San Diego.
Fuck.
For 9 months, and then I moved
I
to
would
Austin.
not have guessed that.
Yeah.
You thought New York.
You thought it was a big New York guy. She wanted Timmy, so I wore this.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you guys want.
And
It's your
where'd
fucking
where'd Timmy come from?
Open mic with my buddy. Just started talking in New York accent, being like, "Motherfucker, you don't know what a punchline is? What's going on? This is funny stuff." And then just saying really not funny stuff, and just yelling at people at this open mic. You guys don't understand comedy. That's what the fucking problem with you guys. And then just 30 seconds turned into.
When you're on stage, are you doing Timmy No Breaks or are you doing Timmy Stifler?
I'm doing both. So I'm Timmy No Breaks, and I do an impression of a generic white guy.
All right, let's go.
Which allows me to
let's roll.
do.
Well, I told Brian because he's like, "Do we want?" Oh, none of that's on air.
It's on. If you guys want, but yeah, just let me know.
It's on air. We can flip. We can flip in. We can.
Well, Brian was like, "Is he going to be himself, or you want Tommy No Breaks?" I'm like, maybe a combo of both, because you don't want to do a full hour just of you in character.
I've done it.
Brendan's speaking for himself there. Brendan couldn't handle him doing a full hour in character because he's not really a comedian. He gets a bit awkward. He gets a bit uncomfortable. He's not really good with all that shit. He's projecting a little bit there. Timmy No Breaks would be more than happy to perform. But did he call him Tommy? Did he call him Tommy? Let me see that. Did he?
And we can
well, Brian was like, "Is he going to be himself, or you want Tommy No Breaks?" I'm like, maybe
Tommy No Breaks. He can't even pronounce Timmy. Tommy No Breaks.
And we can
well, Brian was like, "Is he going to be himself, or you want Tommy No Breaks?" I'm like,
Tommy No Breaks.
Maybe a combo of both, because you don't want to do a full.
Also, the way it says combo, where it says combo,
be himself, or you want Tommy No Breaks? I'm like, maybe a combo of both, because you don't want to do a full
combo. What's a combo? You ain't combo.
Full hour just of you in character.
I've done it like that. I've done it not like that. I've done it.
But you're not even from New York.
You tell me
you're
what
not
you
even
want.
from New York, Timmy.
It's Jersey. I'm a Jersey boy.
Jersey.
Because on Kill Tony, he was like, "Where are you from?" And I forgot New York. I just like blurted out New Jersey, and that solidified. Fucking dude, I did shows in like a bar, in the makeshift bar in Hoboken, like 3 shows, and people were just like, "Yeah, so I know you don't sound like that, but where in Jersey are you from?" And like in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, I'm from San Diego," and then I was like, "Hoboken, right here." Right here. People were just like, "What, dude? What? You're fucking lying to me?" But it was so funny. It was just like a split-second thing of just me being like, "Jersey, you're up there.
Yeah.
You're up there, and you're like, you don't know what's going to come out of your mouth."
And where was the your first big break on Kill Tony? Where was that at?
That was at Vulcan.
That was you did the sushi joke, didn't you? There.
No, that was the second one. Okay. So Vulcan, yeah. So basically, the way the whole thing started, like in terms of like an act, like the joke, which is now the worst part for sure. But in the beginning, it was doing well. I don't know why, but it was just me being like, just doing a long setup and being like, "Bitch, I got bills to pay." And then nobody would laugh and be like, "What the fuck? Guys, this is grade A shit. What the fuck is going on?" And just going back to yelling at people for not laughing at something that is objectively not funny. It's not a punchline to be like, "I have bills to pay." That was doing well. So that was it. And so I did that on for the minute, and then the minute bombed, obviously. Yeah. Because I'm just doing that. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Then Tony's like, call Sam stealing dice or whatever. And I kind of knew he was going to say that. And so then it was just, I had nothing to lose. And like, if somebody goes on and does a character, particularly if that character bombs in the minute, they're going to give up on it right away. But I was like, I have nothing to lose. I'm doubling down. Yeah. He's like, "Who are you really like?" And I'm like, and he's just saying all this stuff. He's like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, 18, because I knew he was going to ask that. "I'm 18 years old." And he's like, "How old are you, Timmy?" And I'm like, 24. And he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "How dare you? How fucking old are you?" He's like, "How old are you, Timmy?" I'm like, 24 years old. And he's like, I'm like, "Guys, I'm a guest here." Like, just came out of me because I was so upset in the character.
Your instincts are right on, because Hoboken, I lived in Hoboken. I lived in Hoboken for almost 3 years. And in the 90s, like the early 90s, because I was working at a bank. So I would take the ferry over to Wall Street.
Fucking hell. And Daddy Callum gave him a job in a bank. Imagine that. Your dad works for Capital Bank or whatever it was, right? I forgot what bank it was, right? Bank of America, whatever that bank was. He got him a bank job. Of course, your dad got him a bank job. Of course, of course.
Straight, take the ferry across.
Hating life,
bro. You have no idea. But living in Hoboken back then, it was Italian, and it had been Puerto Rican, and it was still Puerto Rican, but it was also Italian, old school Italian, like the old school delis. But those old school Italian dudes, you want to talk about aggression? Big, strong guys. There was a club, I remember, I'll never forget, I was going to this club right in Hoboken, and there's a dude who was wearing just a blazer with no shirt underneath, just a blazer, jacked out of his mind. Nobody batted an eye. That's how he dressed on a Saturday night. And please understand, you can get punched in the face so quickly by just staring at a guy a little too long.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But not anymore though. It's definitely
now it's all. That's all.
like,
Now it's not.
It's like Brooklyn. It's
all the
like what happened in
yuppies.
Brooklyn.
All the yuppies moved there. I went back and I was
your
like,
pronouns right.
Even when Artie Lang was living there, and I did a podcast with him. I went to his house and I was like, I didn't recognize it because it was it's because all these young Wall Street kids moved there.
They change it.
Yeah.
Genify
So it's
it.
like,
when Tony says it's
Brendan bemoaning gentrification and acting like it's such a brother. You are a gentrifier yourself. Why are you trying to act like he is above gentrification, like he is other, like he is the real deal, bro? You are a gentrifier yourself. You represent those very same people. When you move into an area, people know it's gentrified. Him moving to fucking Austin is a form of gentrification in itself. Come on, mate.
Take off of Dice.
Well,
when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a version kind of like Dice,
Well,
but
no,
different.
I think like after the first one, I got why people were saying that and stuff like that, because like it kind of is like a bit of a parody and stuff.
The
but
leather
then
jacket, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
and it's like I understand now. To think that now, I think you have to have a pretty low IQ. Which, no offense to like the Kill Tony audience, but like some of them are really dumb.
Where they can't get over it.
Yeah, some people will be. I think almost everyone, like it seems like most people are like, oh no, he's doing his own thing,
Correct.
like like whatever. But there will still, yeah. I mean, you guys know hate. I have questions about that.
What do you got?
That was a kind of refreshing answer. I'm not gonna lie. He kind of seems like he's up his own ass a little bit. Calling Kill Tony fans low IQ and not even batting an eyelid, like he's actually being for real. Yeah, their fans are kind of dumb, like that is fucking brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, that is fucking brilliant. And now he's gonna get into the Reddit hate, right? Now he's gonna get into the Reddit hate.
Oh please!
Well, why are you guys hated so much? Like, why do you guys get all this hate?
Why do we get hate so much?
Yeah.
We've been around for 14 years,
So
forever.
And so what happens?
And then how do you deal with that? Like, what?
We don't.
You're just like fuck it at this point.
No, we shouldn't say we don't, because
he's got so many good tells, isn't it? He's got so many tells when he's like feeling a little bit vulnerable, when he's feeling a little bit sensitive, anxious, when he's gonna lie. He's got a lot of tells, isn't it? The fucking covering of the mouth, the eye rub, Timmy no breaks. Why do you guys get so much hate? I don't get it. Stop lying, man. You know.
I think forever, like you get advice from like Rogan, bigger dogs, and you're like, just ignore all of it. Just don't. And there's that aspect of it. You don't want to like read all the comments nonstop. But like with the Reddit group we have now, it's like Nick Simmons, he's like, man, I think you guys should like shine some light on it. Like it's this elephant in the room. Like it's not a bad thing. There's actually some really funny stuff on there.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. The time for him to lean into the Reddit would have been in the very beginning when the Reddit hate started. The Reddit hate basically started when he shared that story about throwing a guy through the glass door, I think. I'm not gonna lie. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Reddit hate started because of that story he shared about eating his fucking roommate when he was playing football in college. He ate his roommate's food. The roommate didn't like it. He put his labels all over it. Brendan got upset. The guy put his labels all over it, ate all of it, got into a fight, threw him through a glass window. And then some guy the next week, right? Because back in those days, if you remember in TFATK, they used to have like an email section. Like fans would send in emails, questions and shit. The following week, some guy sent an email in and was basically like, hey, I wasn't happy about that. That was fucked up what you did. that sounded like a bullying. You're better than that, Brendan. Da, 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 da. And he had the worst attitude about it. Like he was acting like a real cunt. Maybe I can get the video up about it. And I think that's what turned the Reddit against him. That was the beginning. And obviously the whole like, you know, homeless cat fucking clip. But I think that was the first domino that fell. He should have led into the Reddit then. Because that's when the trolling started. When people started to realize, oh, this guy's a bit of a dickhead. He's not like a lovable fucking jock kind of Chad guy. He's like a bit of a bully. He's like a bit of a bad person, you know? And obviously all the over speaking, and obviously once you got popular in comedy, that went overall. But it's too late now. It's too late. It'll be disingenuous. He wouldn't be able to handle some of the stuff he sees on the Reddit anyway. He wouldn't be able to work. Let me see if I can find that clip though, of that guy that sent a letter in complaining. What was it? TFATK fan sends letter. Brendan bully. Is it? I don't know. I forgot what episode it was. It was an episode where somebody sent in a letter. Wait, is it window? Let's see if is that the one? There we go. That time, is it 8 years ago? Cool. There you go. Okay, episode number 137. So maybe it was episode number 138. Let's see. TFATK episode number 138. 138. That was, yeah, this is the one where he doesn't.
My teeth hurt.
Hold on. Maybe he's gonna block me because Fox is a bit annoying. Somebody sent a letter in, right?
Your teeth are
You know what? Nolans. You know what? You know what? Come promo code FIDA.
So if you know,
Tony Robbins would say,
take it easy.
This one?
He's without a doubt one of the great fighters.
So you get the athlete.
Empower Gym in San Francisco, yeah.
Justin Tuck, Marshawn.
Well, let's see if I can find it. Let me write the word bully in the transcript. Maybe I can find it that way. If I write the word bully. He mentioned, let me see, bully. There you go. Here we go.
With it, and you let two guys figure it out.
Yes.
It's not bullying. It's how you figure out.
Here you go.
Evergreen trees.
They're
back off of allergies.
Fuck your allergies. Fuck
here you go. Here you go.
Address.
Here you go.
Calabasas.
Here you go.
I know. We got a.
This was when was this? This was in 2016. 5th of April 2016. This is the day after he shared the fucking. This is the episode after he shared the famous story about throwing the guy through the glass window and shit, right? And he was laughing about it. A fan emails in, and they read the fan's email.
An email.
Oh yeah, what's it about?
Well, I guess your story about spitting in a guy's face and throwing him through a plate glass window.
Whoa! You're talking the context here. D'Angelo Russell, Swaggy P. They're having problems on the team.
He says, that's what you did though. Whoa. But that's what you did. You spat in the guy's face and threw him through a glass window because he wouldn't share his food with you. Essentially, that is it. He didn't want to share his food with you, so he spat in his face and threw him through a window. That sounds kind of fucked up.
And I said the way they should deal with it is the way that my coach dealt with it. And you let two guys figure it out.
Yes.
It's not bullying. It's how you figure out a solution between two
on a team.
high-level athletes.
If it's high-level athletes, you might want to let them slug it out,
yes,
maybe.
That was
you know
the
what
context,
I mean?
yes.
Yeah,
don't call the cops.
Or
don't do anything.
Or the one guy who fucked up says, hey, bro,
apologize.
I'm really sorry.
Yes.
Shakes his hand and says, please forgive me. I fucked up.
Yes.
And
here's my girl.
And by the way, if here's my girl, if you want to punch me in the face,
my girl,
I'll take
here's
it.
a Rolex,
I'll
here's a
take
pair
it
of
because I
Yeezys.
deserve it, and I'm buying you a gift.
Yes.
And but man to man, you know, said man to man.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember the context before you read this email. Go ahead, Brian.
Look, he's rubbing his eyes again. Look at the tail. He's been doing it for years, isn't it? He's been doing it for years. The rubbing of the eyes thing. He's been doing it for fucking years.
I guess Luke Dennis wrote a
Great
very
name.
eloquent email. Said he was pretty surprised by the story you told last week about the incident you had with your former college roommate.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed out of character from the Brendan I've come to know over the past few years. I'm older than you by a few years, but I
look at his face. Look at his face, though. Look at this. This email is very polite. It's to the point. It's kind of, you know, whatever. Look at Brendan's face. Look at the faces he's making. This is why people don't like you, bro. This is why people hate you.
I have come to look up to you in a way. You guys have made me reflect on myself and motivated me to take my life a little more seriously than I had been. But then he goes on to say, your roommate, but he says that this is the first time where I thought, whoa, maybe I don't like this guy as much.
Exactly.
The roommate had every right to write his name on his food. He had every right to draw dicks and balls on it if he wanted to. His shit is his shit.
I wish you would have drawn dicks and balls.
Me too. The message you sent by eating and throwing out his food was, I'm going to eat your shit and disrespect you, and there isn't a goddamn thing you can do about it. Fuck you. And then you further disrespected this guy on the most personal level by telling his mother to fuck off. The parking spot response was a little petty on his part, but then again, if those were the rules, he had every right to park his bike there. And then he goes on to say, your thing would have probably gotten broken into anyway, but what happened was you spit in his face, threw him through a glass door, and this to you is handling the situation as men. And then you criticize him for calling the cops. You mentioned that
look at his face he's making. He's so childish, isn't it? This is why people hate him. Honestly, this is such a good example of why people hate this guy. Imagine this is his response. This is your email. You're sending us a fan. You want him to be reassured that he's not a dickhead. You want him to reassure you that he's not a dickhead, right? You want him to reassure you that he's not a fucking douchebag because you're like, hold on, this guy's a bit of a prick. What the fuck's the story? And look all the faces he's making. Look at how fucking rude and dismissive he's being about the whole thing. Oh my God, Brendan. This is such an easy way just to kind of get your fans back on the side of you. Like, hey guys, I know that sounded fucked up. I shared the story thinking I sounded like a badass, but that wasn't okay. I reached out to the guy behind the scenes to say I'm sorry, and I don't condone this sort of stuff. I'm trying to teach my kids to be. This look at an easy time to get some good PR, change the narrative, but instead he's acting even more like a bully here.
Told your roommates you said that.
Call his mom.
Called his mom.
Big difference.
Yeah. But he did. I guess he did call the cops later, right?
He tried.
Yes. Okay.
The cops said, "What? Fuck out of here." They really did.
And then he goes on to say, you mentioned that you told your teammates, you said, I'm good at telling stories. That was a subtle admission that you spun the story in your favor and manipulated your teammates to turn on this guy and take your side. So he basically goes on to say, listen, I just wanted to write this. I had to say this because I'm a huge fan of the show. And he brings me into it because I was very supportive of, your point of view on this. And I'm grabbing my own ass. It turns me on. And then he goes on to say, and then he goes on, to say, essentially, sorry, I know. Then he goes on to say, if you had told me a story about how a guy spit in your face through a glass plate window because you didn't want to fight, that I would be like, oh, that's terrible. But I'd probably be like, hey,
you wouldn't be doing a show with me. I sure as fuck wouldn't have my face up there.
Hey, I hate to say this.
It's true.
But I agree with you 100%.
No, listen.
I hate to say it.
I get the outcry. If you just listen to that story, like, oh my God, Brendan bullied a guy. First of all,
yes. And by the way,
the
just
context is
one caveat really quick. He just said, I wrote this because there are thousands of young men listening to you. And he said,
you have a gun?
You might have been setting the...
This is why we don't real comments. Post and ghost.
Basically, that's a good reason. Probably that's why he doesn't read comments. Because if he does read the comments, they're not going to be all on his side, That's actually a really good point. That's actually a really fucking good point.
Wrong example or given the wrong message.
He's wrong on that.
Right.
Because if you look at the context, I was saying how to deal with a certain situation. Yes. Everyone this day and age wants to get lawyers involved. Call their mom, call their parents, 21 years old, Division I athletes.
Yes.
They want to include all this paperwork and not deal with it man to man. The message to whoever's listening.
You didn't deal with it man to man, though. You dealt with it in an infantile way, in a petty, childish way. He told you not to eat his stuff. He drew boundaries, and you went ahead and ate it anyway and then threw the rest of it out. You didn't deal with it man to man. You didn't wait for him to come back home the next day and then sat him down and be like, hey man, let's have a discussion about the food in his house and kind of go over his concerns or whatever, which would have still been weird anyways. His fucking food, he can do whatever he wants. If he wants to piss in his food, he can fucking do that. You didn't deal with it man to man. You dealt with it child to child or child to man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. This guy
who's young is at some point in your life you have to draw a line in the sand. No one's going to get you out of it. No one's going to help you with it. And you have to say, here's the deal. This is the deal. Now, as far as me being a bully, there's no bully here. He was bigger than me.
You're not a bully.
He was older than me. This has been a reoccurring issue for
you don't have to be bigger than somebody to be a bully. Brendan's like, he's got like an American movie sort of like way of like reasoning and rationalizing his life, innit? Everything is based on movies. You don't have to be a bigger person to bully somebody. Like what?
A long time.
He was messing with you. Well, part of what you left out of the story was this guy had been messing with you for many months.
A long time. Yeah. A long time. And
messing with you by not telling you to eat his food. So he was the victim. Oh, okay. I forgot. He was the victim in this whole thing. Okay, I get it.
And that was just the icing on the cake on top of things. And finally I said, you know what? I've tried talking.
You were being bullied in a way.
I was being bullied. I tried talking.
Of course. No, I wasn't the bully. I was being bullied. He wouldn't let me eat his Pop-Tarts. He was bullying me.
Many times that did not work. So then finally I said...
That wasn't the first time his mother had called you.
No,
either,
not
right?
at all. She called me 7 or 8 times, which is so embarrassing.
So weird.
You can't be my friend.
And you didn't say fuck off.
I didn't say fuck off. I was
you
like,
were
get
being
out of
dramatic.
here. Yeah, just close the phone.
You laughed and closed the phone.
And that was the icing on the cake. Drew a line in the sand. I said, here's the deal. Either you go or I go. We're going to fight about this. No one's going to call the cops. No one's really going to get hurt.
Right.
We just fight.
You're going to slug it out. You're going to slug it out.
The loser leaves.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
There's no bullying here.
Right.
And, you know,
it'd be a little bit like getting in a ring, right? With gloves and saying, you know.
Anyway, you get the point. Brendan's a piece of shit. Always has been a piece of shit from day one. No matter leaning into the Reddit is going to change that. The Reddit people know him more than he knows himself for the most part. It's not going to work.
Now there's some
creative shit.
There's in that Reddit group started off as a fucking, you know, they were big fans of the show.
Yeah.
Somehow got infiltrated, and there's some evil people.
Well, if you look at the kill,
it didn't get infiltrated. You over the years turned into a piece of shit. You were probably always a piece of shit, but people started to see that you had piece of shit tendencies, and if anything, the success actually made him worse. The quicker he became successful in stand-up so quickly, you know, he achieved success in stand-up quite quickly. That obviously got him money, got him a lot of fame, and it went to his head. And, you know, he hasn't been the same since, basically. Yeah, like, no one infiltrated the Reddit. People on the Reddit realized you're a fucking douchebag. And it turned because they knew you were a douchebag.
Tony subreddit, it's the same thing.
It's evil, but you can't let the
It's not evil. They just highlight all the dumb shit you say and do.
The few evil people dictate all of it. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of it's
like you get
WWE.
more love than hate. I'm sure you get hate.
Oh, for sure. And but to me, and like, look, you know, I'm a sensitive guy.
Describing people that don't like your comedy as being evil is an insane characterization in it. People that generally don't like your comedy or that think your show is boring, right? Describing them as evil is an insane way to cope with the fact that some people don't like you. They're just evil. I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm doing the good work. I'm doing the what? Evil? That's so hyperbolic. That's so dramatic and unnecessary.
I like it, you know, can hurt my feelings and stuff like that. 18, 36. I'm fucking 18, but in real life I'm 36.
24 years old.
I'm 70.
I've had my face pulled back in a ponytail.
Yeah.
You
A lot of work.
You've been famous for 6 months.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it famous.
Well, you know, but I'm saying you've hit people's radar in the past 6 months.
Yeah. It was nothing.
So the hate, it doesn't get less. The more successful you get,
for sure.
like
100%.
like Tony gets a ton of hate, right? He's very famous.
A ton.
No one gets more hate than Joe Rogan. Very famous. So it's like it comes with the territory.
Again, that's an interesting quote, by the way. So they number one only get hate because the people that hate them are evil, and they also only get hate because they're very famous. Isn't that interesting? So if you hate them, you're evil. But if you hate them, it also means they're famous. Oh, these guys are such idiots. I can't believe I was a fan at one point. These guys are such fucking absolute redactos.
Oh, for
sure. It just comes with the territory.
For sure. I see hate right now. Because like when I've gone on that show, for the most part, I've done well. I'm like, I feel good about.
You crush it. Yeah.
I feel good about like what I've done. The time, and inevitably there will be a time where it just doesn't go as well.
Yeah.
I'll probably, like, if people hate on that, I'll probably feel bad. But now when like people like just like somebody just out of pocket will be like, this fucking sucks, it's funny to me.
Yeah,
like it's
of
not
course.
it's not, because I'm like, it doesn't suck.
But see, for me, when I came,
why are these comedians so incapable of just saying, I get it, if someone doesn't find me funny, it's okay, comedy's subjective, not everyone has to find me funny. What is with these copes about, no, it was really good, you just don't get it, you're just dumb, you're just low IQ? Why can't it just be that some people don't like what you do for whatever reason? Could be the cut of your fucking beard, the cut of your hair, the lack of hair that you have.
Powerful bunch.
Pick up.
It's so weird how everyone hates Hitler. It just comes with the territory of being famous, though, I guess.
Exactly. Big up Assad disease. It's just, I don't know. I just don't get this way of thinking. It's just a strange way to kind of cope with the fact that people don't. And do you even need to cope? Do you really need to cope? Can't you just be like, hey, it's a big wide world out there. If some people don't like me, it's okay. Is it really that difficult? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't get this, like, trying to, I don't know. I just don't understand. It's just a weird way to kind of make sense of the world, really. It's a very juvenile way to make sense of the world, really.
along, I was already older than everybody. So this whole social media thing was so new. And I also came from a culture and a time where self-promotion was a bad word.
Yeah.
Like the idea that I was going to, remember when Rogan was like, dude, a huge part of your job is Twitter. And I was like, and gaming the system, and I was like, I just can't do it. It was so against maybe just the way I grew up or whatever. And so for me, I never knew any, like the Reddit thing, I swear to God, I didn't know it existed. My wife was like, it's in the hundreds of thousands or something. And I was like, what is? And she's like, there's a whole fighter in the kids subreddit.
That's not something he acts, this whole like ambivalence, this whole like act that he does isn't cute about not being aware of the internet. Brian, you can't afford to do that. You're not Dave Attell. You can't afford to not be aware of how to use social media, what's being said about you online, or not be aware of it. You really can't. But it makes sense though, because he's not really an attention guy, We already saw him, 3 specials in a row. He's wearing literally the same color t-shirt. He's got the same color top on, 3 specials in a row, right? The same style of jeans, the same basic trainers that he's wearing in 3 fucking specials across what, 7 years, 6 years or some shit. So he's not an attention to detail guy. But I don't think a guy like Brian, who's always kind of struggled to really pop, he's always struggled to really kind of make a name for himself. You can't afford to be this blasé, to be this unaware, to be this ditzy, to be this fucking whatever when it comes to the internet and social media. You should be somewhat aware of what's going on. I get why they don't, because they don't want to see the negative. Like clearly Brian gets rattled by negative stuff. He's already got rattled by all the negative comments about his comedy special. It really sent him in a bit of a spiral. He kind of got really rattled when he saw that he didn't get that many views. He thought he was going to get more views, blah, 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 blah. But to like this act of like, I don't even know how to use my phone. You better learn. You better fucking learn.
Which I had actually no idea about until it was coming after him to that extent.
But the more you look into it, like they have some valid points.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like
when they're like,
that was the point I was going to make.
Yeah, they're like, this show used to be fun. Now you guys gotten so political, and that's on me and Brian. Like during COVID, like it was a tough time, and like we were pissed off living in California, man. Yeah. So the show did get
your
very
audience
political.
doesn't want to see that. They don't want to hear you brag. They don't want to hear you fucking talk about your political opinion. They're here for comedy to be and they want you to be a jackass.
They have a valid.
So they know all the reasons why people don't like the show, and they still do the things that people don't like. Isn't that worse? Like, I know no one likes to hear about my kids playing baseball, but I'm still going to talk about it. I know no one likes to hear about my political opinions, but I'm still going to talk about it. Like, why your fans don't like the show. Oh my God. This is actually worse. This is actually a worse thing to admit.
Valid point.
Yeah. Well, you guys should have like a section of the podcast where you just like read the meanest
That's
Reddit.
why that's why Nick comes in. That's what he does.
I've never
Okay,
been
that's
afraid
great.
of that.
You should totally do that. You should just like acknowledge it and stuff like that.
Correct.
And just be like, fuck you.
But I do that sometimes when I'll post a video and we'll do these, like we'll read the video, the comments on, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
They're just
some of them are just so over the top mean that it's funny.
Yes.
It's just so preposterous.
I know.
You know what's funny? Okay, so 2 years ago, somehow like I think I like was.
It's really patronizing too, the way they're acting, as if like, oh my god, can you believe it? These regular people that don't go on stage, that don't do stand up, that aren't part of the 250, are like funny. It's so condescending and like, fuck off, cunts.
I don't know, like I pulled up Gringo Poppy again or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a comment 2 years ago defending you.
Oh, brother.
Randomly. I was like
lit up.
No, nobody, like it was just because it didn't. I was like watching again. I'm like, this isn't like that. Is it the best stand-up special? No, but like it made no sense.
That's not good. Is it the best stand-up special? Would I watch it in my free time? Would I watch it again today? No. But oh my god.
The level of hate that it was getting.
But some of it,
it was like they were jokes, you know, like so.
And I've only been doing it like, you know, not that long. But the thing,
he was 7 years. He was 7 years into his stand-up comedy career. He was 7 years into his stand-up comedy career. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 7 or 8. I haven't been doing it that long. Fuck off.
But the issue is, to give some of them credit, is like when I went on Schultz's show and he's like, you know, they're talking about the special. He's like, you know, it's not a Bill Burr special. And then I went, whoa, hold on. But nobody in here is. So if you're holding me to that standard, because I hang out with Bill, I hang out with Brian, or I hang out with Joey Diaz or Rogan, or Theo and Chris, my best friends are great comics. But just because I hang out with them, I still have a long ways to go. But because we're doing shows together and podcasts together, people are like, no, you got to be at their standard. Now, to the credit too, is...
But isn't that your fault though? Isn't that your fault? Part of the reason why, and I agree with him, he did get a lot of hate because of his, because of his fast-tracked route into stand-up. But he also didn't ever pull back and say, you know what, let me go and actually do open mics. Let me go and actually work on sets and work on lineups with like lower quote-unquote level guys, or guys on my same experience level. He wanted to hang out with the Bill Burrs and the Joe Rogans of them group. Don't get me wrong, it's another topic. We don't need to talk about Rogan, because I think Rogan kind of empowered him as well. Rogan's partly to blame for Brendan's stand-up anyway, in general too, because he clearly, even in those early years, I don't know if he didn't give many tips, if he turned a blind eye to how bad Brendan was, sorry. Maybe Rogan wasn't there when Brendan was performing, but I don't understand how Rogan had Brendan on those Comedy Store lineups a year or 2 years into stand-up, and never once like pulled him aside and said, hey, you're kind of shit, you should probably go and start learning to do it properly. You have no business being on the lineup with me, with Rogan, Joey Diaz and Bill Burr 10 times. Whatever, story for another day. But he has himself to blame for not once trying to go through it, trying to do comedy the traditional, conventional way. And if you remember properly, in the beginning, this motherfucker used to brag. He used to brag that he didn't need to do open mics. His open mics were the TFATK live shows. He used to brag about the fact that he learned on that kind of big stage in the first place, right? That he's unconventional, that he's different, that he's meant to, he's like the one that's going to change things about how people do stand up, you know? Everyone does stand up in one way, where you kind of learn doing open mics and kind of progressing, and then on the 10-year mark you become good, blah blah blah. He was adamant that he was like an outlier, you know? He was the exception to the rule. So all that he's saying here is true, but he has to take some responsibility for the way people compared him to his comedic peers and friends, because he was always around them, doing shows with them. So people expected him stand up to be a lot better than what it was, because, you know, he was hanging around those big dogs.
Like, I don't know, like you're doing, like you've been, how long you been doing stand-up though?
So I was an improv guy, but stand-up I'm coming up on 3 years. So I'm,
okay, so
I'm
now
early
imagine,
too.
so you're fairly new. So imagine,
Very new.
Imagine, yeah. So was I. But imagine 2 years into it, Showtime comes to you and gives you a big paycheck.
I tried to talk him out of it.
Yeah. Did people try to talk you out of it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We almost got a fight over it.
What made you just?
I'm glad. Thank you. Big up Brian Callen. I'm glad he said that because Brendan didn't mention that. He just said Showtime gave me a big check, which obviously anyone will take, right? If Showtime give you a check 2 years into your stand-up, of course you're going to take it. But the bit of the story he usually doesn't mention is that Brian Callen and Joe Rogan told him not to do it. And guess what Brendan's reply was? Brendan thought that Brian and Joe were jealous that he was that sick, that he got that offer so quick in his career, and they were hating on him, so he took it anyway. He thought his two mentors, right, people that he was looking up to in terms of comedy, he thought they didn't have his best interests at heart and they were just jealous and they didn't want him to win, so he didn't listen to them and done the Showtime special anyway. So, you know, all this shit he talks about, oh, the fans should take it easy on me, I was new, I didn't know this. Brother, you went out of your way to act like you were a big dog. You ignored all the advice of all your friends around you, and you made mistakes that were super avoidable, that would have made his career much better. And look what he did. Oh my God, this is brilliant.
Decided to be like, all right, was it the money mostly, or was
No, I always do my own thing. Because I knew I'd get hate from it, but it's like, this is a good opportunity, and it's just what I'm gonna do.
He should have listened, but you were a little cocky. That's all. You were young.
He's a you're a little cocky. I'm loving this. This is good. This is brilliant. This is great.
You were young, and you had that. You have a lot of confidence, but also arrogance in that sense. In that time, exactly. Like our biggest strength is a lot of times our biggest weakness.
This was so. Thank God. This is so necessary. Someone needs to say this to him. Because it's the truth. He was too cocky. And again, this is another. This is looking back. This might be one of the reasons why more people fell out of love with him or started to hate him. The story about him bullying the guy, obviously the taking that Showtime deal, the special being a huge disappointment, the way he reacted to it, the fucking homeless cat thing, the suing fucking Unique, the stuff with his wife and the constant cheating, all that malarkey, the beefs with the other comedians, the Bobby Lee thing, the Annie Lederman thing, the Kalila. There's so many drama. Even George, even Keto George. There's probably people in the fan base that hated the way he fired Keto George, a guy that idolized Brendan, and he fired him and let him go in the most brutal way. I mean, didn't even. I mean, like, he's so unlikable. So it's fascinating that he doesn't realize all this shit, to be fair. Like, he's not aware of just all of the things that he's done that would make people not like him. It's like, brother, you're easy to hate.
Kind of fearless, and I've always loved that about him. Like, he's truly fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll do anything. I was putting him in front of audiences.
You fuck a guy?
Depends.
Just pause.
Sounds pretty afraid of me. Sounds kind of like a bit of a pushy for not fucking a guy.
Sounds like a pussy.
Sorry, sometimes it comes out.
It's okay.
I just met this guy. He's a fucking pussy for not fucking a guy. You should see the stuff have you heard of this stuff, Acting Off, the show Acting Off?
I've heard of it.
Brian does it. It's the best gay show. It makes Kill Tony look like a fucking heterosexual event. It's amazing.
It's all gay.
It's so funny.
It always turns out to be gay.
Literally, like, we'll joke about it, and then he's like, okay, first exercise, you have to give me a lap dance. And we're like, what the fuck?
You're like, who wrote this? Brian's like, I did.
Chris O'Connor. He
didn't know what the fuck.
Is a man.
Yeah.
You know,
he's like, what the fuck?
He's like a small guy, but he is a man.
Yeah.
He's not a guy
on the cross. He's kind of
literally the first thing is we have to give Brian a lap dance, and Chris is like, what
Whose
the
idea was
fuck?
that? Yours?
And then everything is just.
Let's see how sexy you dance. You might have to do it as an actor.
And they just see everything.
That kind of speaks to their humor, though, isn't it? Right? They're doing an improv show, and most of the improv centers around like homosexuality, like gay shit, essentially. But not even homosexuality, just gay shit. That's their humor. They like children, isn't it? They're like literal children. That's all there's no other bits of improv they can do that'd be funny. It's just gay shit. Hey, let's pretend we're gay. That's funny, right?
With you and Nick, it's so gay.
I
It's
know.
so
And
gay.
Chris is doing this. I mean, Chris O'Connor was like,
He's like, I'm gonna
just
fucking kill
uncomfortable.
myself.
Yeah.
We were talking about it at Skankfest, just laughing so
well,
hard.
that's like I had Chael Sonnen and Dustin Poirier, and I wrote a thing for, we did this commercial, and they had to, the idea was they had to sing and dance, and that was an issue. We had to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Some guys are just like, I'm not singing and dancing.
Yeah.
What are you
To their
talking
defense, you do a lot of gay shit.
It's a sense of humor. It's a sense of humor. I
Or I'm
like
gay,
I like joking
you know?
about like whenever I text with you, we'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna send you my dick or
What's up,
something.
gay boy?
Yeah, what's up, gay boy?
How about the? Did you see what he posted?
It is
But
really.
every day?
Did you see what
you fellas might just be gay?
Did you
Yeah,
see
maybe
what
we're
Timmy
just gay.
posted after I mentioned him on Rogan? Chin, bring up.
Where would he post
Go to
it?
Timmy No Breaks
Instagram?
Instagram.
It's everybody thinks that I made the AI of you saying, like, because I was like, I don't want to just post a clip that just kind of feels, I don't know, you saying, like, because I was like, I don't want to just post a clip that just kind of feels, I don't know.
So funny. So I bring up how good he is on acting off, and
Yeah, Timmy No Rogan.
yeah. Now
Timmy
watch
No
this.
Rogan.
Watch this.
Timmy No
Breaks. He does acting off, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure he's hilarious.
Dude, that dude he'll just come up with shit out of him, and Peyton Ruddy will and Danny Martinello, they'll hit you with shit, and we're just like, holy fuck.
And that's Wednesday night at what time?
Oh, I love this.
Look at how old I am now.
Whoever made that is so fucking good.
It's AI, Brendan. It's AI. No one made it. It's AI. It's fucking. Someone wrote prompts into an AI. It's AI. It's not that difficult.
And then
so good.
Just out of nowhere.
I made that. I made that.
You
shit.
made that?
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously.
fuck.
Yeah.
He goes,
I thought you were just reposting.
No. I reposted the clip, but I wanted
It's
it to be
so- dude,
I do this
that's
dumb
so
AI
brilliant.
stuff. Yeah.
He
It's
goes,
fun.
Got a shout out on Joe Rogan Experience from my dad, Brian Callen. Be sure to check
Dude,
out.
that's so good. Yeah, it's a little gay if you post the clip up.
Yeah,
If it's all
I don't know.
serious.
I don't know. I always try to like make it like I started doing this thing before things popped off where like people just post stand-up clips and my clips, my stand-up isn't like good enough to just go viral on its own. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to start like adding AI to every clip. And so I just
Making it fun.
started to do it. And then I did with the Kill Tony stuff. And like some people hate it, Some
how it
people are like,
goes.
fucking stop
Yeah, but
doing
you're
it.
very- see,
but I think it's so funny.
You're fucking creative.
I think it's so funny. I
That
just started doing
one's-
this thing.
That one's so good.
Yeah, that one.
It's all right. Relax, man. Brendan's easily impressed with AI. It's okay.
That one killed.
I'm happy with that
Yeah,
one
one's
for
great.
sure.
So good.
Joe Rogan knows who I am.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's crazy.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's just crazy. Like,
You just got passed to the mothership.
I did. You heard about that?
Yeah.
Did I tell you?
No, I just
He works there,
You just
man.
know?
bro, I know things about it.
Damn. Yeah, I.
You heard about that? Yeah, he works there, bro.
Yeah. What do you do there?
I put the phones in. I put the
You
phones,
put the phone in the pouches?
Yeah, and then I take them out.
Really take your time taking them out of the pouches, huh?
Yeah, well, I do the magnet too. So
Okay, cool.
it's good money.
You're that
So
guy.
you just got passed. So Adam saw a bunch of your sets.
I don't think he's ever seen. So the way that you normally get past, right?
Yeah, they don't announce it, do they? They don't announce it really. I wonder if they do it on purpose. Do they announce who gets passed? I don't really see them posting that sort of stuff. Maybe I'm not. Let's see. Comedy Mothership. Where is it? There you go. Do they announce this on the Instagram, or maybe they wait for I don't know. Do you even know who their regulars are? Huh. Yeah, there's no announcements or anything, is there really? Of who gets passed or not gets passed and shit. Oh, Rogan loves Kyle Dunn.
Powerful bunch.
Yo, big up Billy, appreciate it. Big up Billy. Thank you for joining. They fucking love. Let me get you a number down there. 131 now. Big up Billy. Appreciate you. Big up Billy. Big up. Yeah, Brent Rogan loves Carl Dunnigan, man. He loves that guy. Yeah, but you don't really see who gets passed and shit on here, do you? Anyways, continue.
Is you do this mic and stuff like that. By the way,
do a
Joe,
lot of them too.
not to call Joe out, but I have to. Like, there's one open mic. There's not two. Like they went from two. He still thinks there's two. There's one. He's a busy guy. I love that guy. Never met him. Probably my best friend. But there's one
great guy. Never met him.
One open mic. So it's the only reason I'm bringing it up is
on Mondays.
It's it's very hard to get on that mic. It's very hard.
And my
like
boy
a lot
Nick
of people,
Simmons can't get past yet. He's a beast.
Yep. And it's hard to get on the mic. It's really hard to get a call back. And then if you get a call back, you might do a bunch and then never get past. It's extremely competitive, rightfully so, whatever.
That's how it should be, yeah.
And so I couldn't even get on the mic really. And so I stopped signing up. And then Tony asked if I
Tony got him in. Tony got him past. Tony was his Brian Callen. Tony was his Joe Rogan, basically.
Second, big tone move. Asked me if I wanted to do a guest spot, I guess, on his show. And
like Tony and Friends?
Yeah, like a Tony and Friends. Yeah. And I had no idea Adam was there. I just kind of, went on and did my thing, I guess. And then he was there and he just like walked out afterwards and he was like, hey, you want to start calling in? And I was like, this is, and they asked like a song. I was like, what does that mean? Like call in. And he's like, you just got passed. And I'm like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's
Did you
so
call
cool.
your mom and dad?
I think so.
It's a big deal to me.
And they're like, what is the comedy
Do they not get it?
I was like, I've told you about this place.
Do they not get any of it?
They got it as soon as I did MSG. That's when they got it. That's when they were like, all right.
This is kind of
cool. I was like, it's going to be on Netflix. And they're like, all right.
Yeah. B, let's take a little break here because.
Oh, Jesus Christ. These motherfuckers. You know what? It's 3 hours in. I think I'm going to pause it for now and then come back in the morning. I'm going to pause it for now and then come back in the morning. We'll do a Taz and we'll do another random show in the morning as well, or during the day anyway, so I'm going to pause it for now. Halfway through the episode, we're going to pause it for now and come back in the AM. Okay, so big up everyone in the stream chat. Smash the like button if you're here already. Smash the like button if you don't mind. Smash the like button for me. We'll come back and continue this in the AM, so please come back and visit me then. But we're going to pause it there for now and come back and visit this in the AM if that's okay with you guys, all right? Gonna head off to the gym as well in the morning, so I need to be rested and all of that malarkey, okay? Big up everybody watching. Appreciate you all. Been a pleasure, never a chore. Smash the like button, hit subscribe before you leave. Smash the like button, hit subscribe before you leave. If you can, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys again in the AM tomorrow, okay? I'll see you guys again in the AM tomorrow. But for now, I shall bear you farewell. Bear you fare do well. Peace.